Talented people are capable of understanding us.
Every Friday at 5, Toonami's breaking off movies for the masses. Next Friday, science has finally gone too far.
You are greater than you, improved through the power of human ingenuity.
A prehistoric Pokemon has been cloned and is out of control. Can Ash stop Mewtwo from stealing their Pokemon and taking over the world? Pokemon, the first movie, next Friday at 5. Don't fool with Mother Nature. Superman, the Man of Steel. Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Is he the most powerful superhero in the universe? Go to Toonami.com and cast your vote now.
I'll be watching you.
Batman vs. Superman. Only Toonami.
Kyo was just an ordinary genius.
XY squared to the 6th.
That's correct. Till his father sent him a mysterious birthday present. Now this little boy, Zash, might be just the friend Kyo needs. If all the Mamotos don't destroy them both.
I knew this was a bad idea!
Zatch Bell premieres Saturday, March 5th at 9:30.
Discord test, Discord test. Test, okay.
Only Toonami.
Those who have laid eyes on a Gundam shall not live to tell about it.
Team Urameshi is in for the fight of their lives.
You are a dead man.
All new episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. Coming up next.
That was a mistake.
It's gonna be a battle. A scientist's discovery has opened the door to an endless winter.
The Earth is turning into a frigid, snowy world, and soon it will be a part of my collection.
Now the Snow Princess has been released, and only the Sailor Scouts can stop the cold forever.
It's time to cover the Earth with my lovely and cozy blanket of ice. Let's melt!
Sailor Moon S, Friday at 5:30.
I'm ready!
Only Toonami.
And so our story begins.
Once upon a time, there was a little schoolgirl who became a warrior. In the name of the moon, she faced the ultimate evil and left us hanging. Now we're giving you the rest of her story. 17 episodes, never before seen on our shores. Sailor Moon, The Lost Episodes, a Toonami exclusive premiere starting November 30th. Who loves you?
Call her Little Washu. Her experiments cause trouble, but not half as much as her mouth.
Now. Just close your eyes, Benji.
Tenchi Muyo, starting Monday. Love stinks. Only Toonami.
The world's greatest superheroes have finally come home.
Home sweet home.
Toonami presents Justice League, premiering Monday, June 2nd at 5. Too much of a good thing just ain't enough.
Supervillains beware. There's a new Batman in town. Batman Beyond. Tonight at 6:30. Justice returns to Gotham. Only Toonami. Someone is sending a chill through Gotham City. He is here on a mission of unspeakable evil, and the night will be unseasonably cool.
Mr. Freeze?
Which one of you is Farmer Gordon?
I want my daughter found, and I want her found now!
Fortunately, Batman and Robin are here to break the ice.
Hurry!
Hang on. We're going to finish this. If I'm not back in time, go without me. I won't leave without you.
Today, temperatures in Gotham are plummeting.
Wait! Let's go.
Full cycle continues with a special Batman movie. Sub-Zero. Next, Toonami gets a little cooler. 40 years ago, the world became a place without memories. In Paradigm City, the survivors struggle to rebuild society.
No one on this planet can possibly know everything. No one.
The rich close themselves into giant domes, while the poor live without protection. But Roger Smith stands for something more.
As a professional, I just try to do my best.
And he does it in serious style. Big
It's showtime!
Enemies of Paradigm City, beware. There's a new robot on the block.
You're not going anywhere! You crazy little fool! You're gonna get yourself killed! Time to finish this!
Stay here if we do, we'll die!
End it once and for all!
Big O. Starting Monday, April 2nd at 5:30. Good guys still wear black. Only Toonami.
This place is a town of forgetfulness.
40 years ago, everything we knew was destroyed. The face of the planet changed forever.
There isn't anyone who really knows exactly what did happen.
The survivors left without memories. In the aftermath, a new society is formed.
I perform a much-needed job here in the city of amnesia.
In Paradigm City, the rich close themselves into giant domes, while the poor must live without protection. But one man stands for something more, and he does it in serious style.
As a professional, I just try to do my best.
His name is Roger Smith, the negotiator.
Try this.
Goes against my principles, but I don't have a choice.
His allies, an android, a butler,
Leave this up to me.
and Big O.
It's showtime!
When they start a job, they always see it through.
Rest in peace! Bye-bye!
Enemies of Paradigm City, beware. There's a new robot on the block.
You're not going anywhere! You crazy little fool! You're gonna get yourself killed! Time to finish this!
Stay here if we do, we'll die!
End it once and for all!
Big O, starting Monday, April 2nd at 5:30. Good guys still wear black. Only Toonami. Your favorite heroes in short pants. Dragon Ball, coming up next.
Hey, do you smell something funny?
Only Toonami. The Dark Knight and the Man of Steel are facing off.
I think this is a job for Batman.
All next week from 6 to 7. Watch the best Batman and Superman cartoons.
Oh, yes.
Then go to Toonami.com, choose your favorite, and play them in a new online game.
I don't play games.
Batman vs. Superman. Part of Toonami all next week, 6 to 7 p.m. Bingo. 2 superheroes is one too many. The Lord of the Thundercats is here to fight for Third Earth, for it is your destiny. Thundercats! Weekdays at 4. A scientist's discovery has opened the door to an endless winter.
The Earth is turning into a frigid, snowy world, and soon it will be a part of my collection.
Now the Snow Princess has been released, and only the Sailor Scouts can stop the cold forever.
It's time to cover the Earth with my lovely and cozy blanket of ice. Let's melt!
Sailor Moon S, Friday at 5:30.
I'm ready.
Only Toonami.
Today at 4:30, boot up and prepare for battle.
Look out!
Surrender! Toonami's all digital. Begin downloading. Today at 4:30.
Big X-Men.
Legend speaks of the galactic ley line, offering the ultimate power of the universe to those who seek its glory. That is the mystery. Utilizing the latest technology, a living starship has been built with the power to find the galactic ley line. How did you come by that ship? I must know.
The enemy's weapons are attempting to force open this hatch.
By twist of fate, into the hands of an outlaw.
An outlaw not in the habit of listening to warnings.
An outlaw making cheese started.
This is my last shell. You want to taste it?
He's about to shave. You must feel his columns, fate his eye. Together with his crew of partygoers, he will take to the stars.
I'm blown to smithereens! I'm blown to smithereens!
Outlaw Star. Premiering Monday, January 15th at 6:30. Time to roll the dice. Only to Mommy. One small boy.
Pick me up, okay?
One giant robot.
March!
The Iron Giant. Next Friday at 4.
This is the greatest discovery since television or something.
You've seen the signs, the writings on the wall. Our time has come. We're taking over Cartoon Network. Toonami, full cycle, a 24-hour Toonami marathon. April 8th, 6 a.m. Let's get started. Boom.
Well, it's been 5 years. No, honest. The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Let's go! There's no stopping him!
Still bringing you the best action cartoons.
Yeah!
Delivered with the same passion and the same mad skills. So this Friday at 4, we're getting an hour back. Happy birthday to us. Boog up again.
This can't be happening!
Reboot. All new episodes.
Dot, what are we going to do?
Every Friday, 5 p.m.
The age-old battle between Autobots and Decepticons has shifted to Earth. You have no way to stop us. Whoever can possess the Minicons will command their great power. Now, every Transformer in the universe will fight to claim them or die trying.
Give it up, Megatron!
Transformers Armada. Next Friday at 4. Much more than meets the eye.
It's time to turn it up.
Only Toonami. In the year 2038, one sport is played the world over, where giant robots with human pilots battle in the ultimate test of human endurance.
193 KBB!
These guys are all over me.
6 robots, 2 teams, 1 victor. It is called the Immortal Grand Prix. This year, an amateur team will shock the world and change the way the game is played.
Here we go.
Because in the IG1 Grand Prix, winning is everything. Cartoon Network is proud to present a Toonami original 5-part
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
IGPX, premiering September 15th at 6:30, right before new Dragon Balls. Only Toonami.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. Hold on, let me pause my promos. There we go. All right. Yeah. 3 people have asked, "Whoa, what are these Toonami promos?" I'm like, guys, I've played Toonami promos before the stream for like 3 years now.
It also does mention within the promo only from. Then there's like there's a thing in that blank.
Yeah. So I'm just like, come on, guys. Like, I know not everybody comes when the stream just. Well, because like the way streaming works, you kind of have to start streaming and then set up some things. It's kind of weird. It's not like a cable broadcast. I am waiting on. I thought the guy had sent me all his recs. It's actually Dan Lee. I'm doing something for him tonight, but he kind of only sent me some vague ideas of what he wants. But he paid a lot for what he wants me drawing. But I can't really start. I know he's visiting Isabella and then in Tennessee, so hopefully he sends me his references. Otherwise, I'll just work on Meyer's ref sheet here because it's all I can't work on the booby ladies because it's Twitch. Sorry, guys. I could show you how to draw swimsuits on acetate, but nope.
I'm just putting in my info to go live.
Unless I already had the swimsuits like partially painted and had them on, because then they'd be covering the no-no regions. But alas.
I love new internet. It's so fun.
I know. I have to do all this weird shit to get around. We were just talking about, like, this is why organic growth is impossible, because you can't fucking do anything.
Because the internet is for Disney now. It's not
like
for us.
it's like being on cable. I went to the internet because I didn't want to be on cable. God damn it.
Oh, I just totally had my... Oh, there we go. You're back. My audio just cut out for 5 seconds because I'm not Disney, I guess.
Oh my god, yikes, a moon though. Are you both, as Europeans, we don't know what tsunami is. Personally, I always wondered what the guy was saying for a moment. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's just a thing. It's like an aesthetic that I like, and I figure it makes for a good pre-show. Meyer, the backseat freestyle himself. We had tsunami here. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, they did have it in the UK. But yeah, it's not really much of a European. It was an old American anime cartoon block. Kind of, well, essentially the first one. And I liked it a lot as a kid, and it kind of fits the vivid aesthetic of cool shit you've never heard of.
Yeah. In fact, it's a major influence on Tectomic, which
we're trying
on the back burner, but we're gonna bring that back, I think.
Thanks, COVID. Thanks for that. No, I've got someone who's lining up a commission where they want to be like, because I was like, well, because he's like into that macro stuff, and I'm like, well, that stuff always looks weird to me. I don't get it, you know. I'm like, it just looks odd. I'm like, well, what if it was like your character's like a big monster and he's fighting my guy in like a mech, and he's like, oh, that sounds cool. I'm like, okay, that gives me an excuse to design the mech I need to do for Tectomic. So,
perfect.
Yeah, I worked that out. I was like, ooh, can get a little Tectomic work done and get paid for it in the meantime.
Yeah. Because Slater is sorry for the echo. I'm setting up the Periscope thing. Slater is on top. Yeah, okay. Slater's on top of the modeling. I just got my little spaceship modeled by him, so we can do the Gundam technique where you do a render and then you have someone do cleanup animation on top of it. So there is room in the 3D schedule for your Devil Wing.
Oh fuck yeah, that's awesome. No, now I have an excuse to design it because I'll be painting it for somebody. Granted, their slot's not till June, but I'll need a turnaround sheet anyway for something as complicated as a mech. So.
Yeah. I'm going to be back in 2 seconds, and then I'll be officially ready to start the show.
You're fine, buddy. You're fine. How's the comment section doing, guys? How you doing? If you are new to this, remember, leave your comments in the Bonitis chat. I read them. Dave's setup doesn't really let him read it. I'm the dedicated comment reader. If you want to do tips, that link is at the top, I believe. I can post it again if people want it. Much appreciated. Muy apreciado. I believe Hazen Cruz will be in here. I know you guys like it when we have our banter. He's a funny fucking guy. So anyway, here's that link. Dave's just too jazzy. No, Dave's not lazy. He has too much energy. It's like I thought I was the most productive person I knew because I mostly, I know other artists and they complain a lot about being tired and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do it. And then I met Dave and I'm like, oh, he's like me, but to the nth degree. It's like a nightmare trying to keep up with him. I've never had.
Yeah, I'm like you, but without the autoimmune disease. Oops.
Yeah, it's like shit. Now he's still just as productive. It's like fuck. No, I like being around you because you don't you keep me on my A game. Like other artists, they're so lazy and they make so many excuses.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be like that. I've got a big responsibility streak from childhood when I grew up as a little child with like a gigantic chart, like a spreadsheet that my mom would print off with like toothbrush made your bed. This, everything you did, you get a penny. But if you didn't do it, you get nothing. So I've got the responsibility stuff in me. But even if I was just being like lazy, like I'm just gonna be doing whatever I want. Like after watching like 2 episodes of anime, it's like, well, I feel like making my comic.
See, I watched 2 episodes of something with dinner, and then I'm like, all right, I can't do more. It's like I want to let it sit. I want to think about what I just watched. I want to let the images get in my head. Speaking of, I finished the final episode. Well, currently final episode of Venture Brothers today. So
nice. Quick thank you to Savage Knight Studios for the follow. But yeah, I know Venture Brothers. That's one of the. I think we've watched through part of season 4, but I want to hit it with a running start and watch it from the beginning sometime.
It's worth it, man. Because this is my 3rd time watching it. The first 3 seasons anyway. Because I watched it on my own, and then I watched it with my college girlfriend, and then now I'm watching it with my husband, and he'd never seen any of it. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it again. It's cool to watch it evolve over the course of 18 years and 7 seasons. As an art guy, you'll definitely appreciate the growth it shows.
And I mean, I can relate to that too, because I'm at this point, Dreamkeepers has been going on like how long? And you see the growth from like one book to the next, and your comic false start.
Oh God!
Like the growth from the initial pages to the.
Have you
like,
seen? Have you seen? I don't think you've ever seen the like the beta pages. Have you?
Probably not.
The one about.
Are you planning on?
The ones about Leon's sister. Yeah, they're really weird.
I do think I saw those actually. Are you going to include those in as like concept pages in the book?
I think I should.
Goes to print or anything?
I think I should. Yeah. I'll probably put a little commentary with them because they're so old and there's like some mistakes in there that I'm like, oh no, this character's like wall-eyed here. Shit like that.
Well, I love the notes you put on stuff. Even I'm doing that gigantic orgy commission, like not tonight on Twitch because they would execute me.
Oh God,
in public.
I'm part of that. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Like
you are. No, but I was gonna mention the notes on your character ref. They're hilarious. I love the little notes.
Oh, have you never looked at the refs I've done closely?
I have, but I've never looked at that one in particular,
okay.
So I had not read those notes yet. So this is a good opportunity to be like, what is this Joker talking about?
I always do that. People like it. Well, they like it more now. When I first started doing it, I'd lose about half my clients because they'd get their ref, see I wrote a bunch of dumb jokes on it, and then they never talk to me again.
No, it's fun. It's fun.
I know, but then like the ones that liked it, they were like my clients forever because they're like, oh, this is great. This is funny. I love showing this to people.
Yeah, I think that's the way you go forward too. You do what you think is like really fun and cool, and the people that aren't into it, it's like that's fine, and they'll go do some other stuff. And the people that are into it, there you go. It's the way a good marketplace is supposed to work.
It helped that I started including like, oh, here's a text-free version and here's a text version in case you don't like the jokes. That seems to have worked out the best. At first I was stubborn. It's like, no, if you don't like my jokes, you have to go. I used to be such a, well, I still am a pain in the ass, but I'm lightening up a little bit. But now people generally like the jokes.
I find like as we're getting older, at least for me, I feel like I'm mellowing a little bit, which feels kind of nice. It's kind of relaxing. It
is. You care about less stuff. Like I remember being like 23 and everything seemed like a dire emergency. It's like I gotta save the world. Now I'm 32 and it's like, oh, I can't save the world. Oh, and that's so nice. What a relief. It's not on me.
It's such a relief when you realize that, oh, I can't affect any of this shit. Okay, I'll just do my thing. Here we go.
Wilson Green in here with his third Prime subscription. Thank you. We are Prime enabled, and it does play a super loud noise in my ears, which I hate because I haven't figured out how to adjust it at all.
Thank you, Wilson Green, contributing to Bones' premature deafness. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, Wilson's a good guy. He actually came up with, because he wants to get into drawing. So he came up with a really funny way to keep himself drawing, where every day he doesn't draw, and I didn't have any part of this, but he's like, Bone, every day I don't draw, I'm going to send you $1 for the first day, and then if I keep not drawing, it doubles every time I don't draw.
Oh, man. That's a good system.
Yeah. He missed one day because he had this totally crazy thing happen to him on a flight, where he got kicked off because he was struggling to get his mask on while holding his luggage, and they're like, "You don't have a mask," so they like banned him from the airport. He told me the story was crazy, and he was still gonna. He doesn't have to pay me for that day because that sounds ridiculous, but he's gonna stick to it. So he's been drawing. He sent me a bunch of drawings of hands today. I'm like, that's what you should be drawing. Learn to draw hands. Most people skip that part.
Speaking of drawing, I stumbled across one of the most useful websites I've ever discovered. Have you ever heard of the Etherington Brothers?
No. What is that?
They do a book series. It's like Kickstarter exclusive usually, but they do a book series called How to Think When You Draw.
Oh, interesting.
And their blog has like over 300 free tutorials. And I mean, it's like a hook to get you interested in their books, but man, it works. And the free tutorials are really, really useful. I would rate them as more helpful than Art College, and they are free. So
that's crazy. Someone was asking me about like what my favorite tutorials were today. Even I usually just point people towards. I don't know if you know this one. I just point to George Bridgman's Drawing from Life, Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. It's one of my favorites. It's been in publication for like 100 years, so you know it's good.
Oh, nice.
Actually,
classic. Yeah.
Here's my copy. This is one of the versions from the 70s. This was my dad's Bridgman's Complete Guide to Drawing from Life. Look at that. And they still sell this tome, and it's just the best. I've got a couple go-tos that whenever people ask me, how do you like drawing? I'm like, well, I like Bridgman's for Life drawing. If you want to know hands, you go to Bern Hogarth's Complete Guide to Drawing Dynamic Hands. That's a crazy book. And like once you know how to draw a Bern Hogarth hand, you'll see them everywhere because there's a distinct look to them. It's like those are some really defined, fucked up knuckles, and it's like, yeah, those are Bern Hogarth knuckles. You'll know it. You'll know it once you learn it. Andrew Loomis stuff is obviously good. Do you know the Loomis method? You don't draw like that, though. Okay. Yeah, see, like, remember, this is the other thing, is Dave and I come from real different schools of drawing. I mostly learned from guys who drew for Marvel and DC, and I get that comment all the time. They're like, this looks like a Marvel comic. I'm like, yeah, I know. I can't not draw that way. Well, Dave comes from the animation school from, like, 90s and 2000, American animation school of 90s and 2000s, which is why...
Also, thank you, Amy Frazier, for the like, just to throw that in there. All right, carry on.
Someone says Bone is gone? What? I'm gone.
Bone is gone?
I don't know. And
I got you in my headphones. You should be streaming out my thing.
Stream's showing up, it looks like. I don't know. I know I took my brush down for a second because I was grabbing that book. Unless it... Did I get banned on
Twitch? Maybe they think that you're like super high or banned or something. Did you get banned on Twitch?
Hold on, let me check.
Again?
I'm refreshing it. 'Cause... No, it looks like it's going.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I don't know. Maybe Rajak's making shit up.
False alarm.
I
Everyone
hear him,
think
but
he's
the
still
window
with
is
us.
gone. I don't know. If anybody else can't see me, please say something. Rajak, that might just be...
It's possible... Oh, no, I'm seeing something. Twitch. Hello. If you're seeing this and you're not already on twitch.tv, click here to get the best Twitch experience. If you're seeing this and you're already on twitch.tv, please review your third-party tools. Most likely, there's an ad blocker or script running on your browser, making it look like you are watching from another site. As we update our service, these third-party tools can affect Twitch's performance. Thanks for watching.
They're trying to get rid of ad blockers.
That's really cool.
Okay. Because I don't use ad... So if you use an ad blocker, it might fuck with that. Okay.
This is cool, too, because I actually have my ad blocker down on Twitch. So they're upgrading their website to make it so advanced that it will break even when your ad blocker's turned off. That's awesome. Oh, it's back now. I see you drawing now. So that was a temp.
All right. Well, sorry about that, guys. That's Twitch. That's not me. That's the boss. It's weird that Twitch is kind of my boss for these, but there's not much I can do about that. Sorry, guys.
I guess. Well, we weren't even talking about thoughts. I guess that was just a warning shot. Like in the spirit of warning shots.
They apparently banned the word simp, so the auto mod's gonna start it's incel, virgin, and simp. Like you're not supposed to say those now, and it's a bannable offense.
Wait, you're not allowed to say the word virgin?
Yeah.
Isn't that just a common English language term?
What if you're a virgin sacrifice stream? Like what are those guys gonna do? Pagans got
Liz is pointing out too. Liz is like, that's not really an insult.
Well, you could be talking about olive oil.
Yeah, because that's the kind that you get. You don't want to get olive oil that's not extra virgin. Or extra virgin has better nutritional profile.
Well, you don't want to get defiled olive oil. I mean, maybe for certain recipes, but I don't know why they call it virgin olive oil. It never made sense to me, but stream is fine.
I mean, these aren't even like. I don't think they're even. Could you consider them even crude? They're not obscene. They're not swear words. It's so weird. The censorship race. It's like it's always expanding. They never sleep with this shit.
Chris Bronze asks a good question. What if you're a virgin simp? It's like you're banned from Twitch. You got to go over to white supremacist Twitch, whatever that is currently.
I guess. No, that like even competing platforms, they just eradicate them. They deplatform them from banks and servers and everything.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Build your own, and oh, by the way, if you try to build your own, we'll kill you.
Well, and Hazen especially is knowledgeable about this stuff. But yeah, it all goes back to like the credit card companies, and they're like weird about sex and porn. Like if you wonder why like porn stuff is so weirdly regulated, it's all credit card companies. They're like real antsy about that stuff. I don't get why. Like remember, that was a big thing in furry was technically you couldn't sell adult art on PayPal. You just kind of had to lie, and I think you still can't.
Yeah, they can still. It's the sort of thing where they have it to the point where you're always going to be kind of breaking the rules. So at any point, they can just end you on a whim. And it's sort of like the thing where if they make a system where everyone's breaking the rules, and that gives them absolute control to crack down on anyone whenever they want, which is like that's the exact kind of power that psychopaths like, the kind with no accountability and it's unpredictable, and you're basically instead of actually following the rules, which is impossible, you're just kind of worried about how do I keep these people happy, and that's exactly what they want you to be thinking about.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not. Chat has some good channel. Instead of a virgin sacrifice channel, there'll be an unpolluted sacrifice channel. Someone else says their ad blocker is on, and they're not seeing the message. That's Willie Silver. I don't know, buddy. So virgin and simp is banned, but not the N-word. No, if you say the N-word in chat, the auto mod catches it for sure. Remember, we play the auto mod game because I keep it on, and then because I like to see what it catches. But it allows me to. But it's a fun tool because I can still hit allow, and that doesn't seem to get me banned. I've only ever been banned for Larry Boy drawings. Kage Ashiru holds the title of only person who's gotten me banned from Twitch for his commission. Which he now has framed.
Title to hold.
Dude, he has it framed in his living room with the Larry Boy on it. It's hilarious. Dude, no, I don't have like the biggest fan base, but my fans do the funniest shit. I love those guys.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe we can get some growth going in 2021. We got some plans in the works.
I've been doing some things that work. Now that I'm more consistently getting stuff out because I'm caught up, well, semi-caught up. I had a little bit of a snafu. People have been subscribing to the highest tier on my Patreon. It's patreon.com/bone.
Nice.
Every time I post, I'm like, hey, this is a porno piece, but you can only see it on Patreon. Every time I do that, one more person gets on, and that's the kind of growth I like to see. And what's great is I've got I actually pulled them all up. I'm going to do a big push. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces.
Also, thank you, Kathleen Hudson, for the like a little bit ago. Sorry, go on.
No, I've got 6 pieces that are showing up that have been Patreon exclusive for years that are going to be on my that are finally going to be out public. But that's the stuff you get in advance. So patreon.com/bone if you want to see really classily drawn pornography, the kind of pornography that puts you back on earth, that makes you feel good about yourself, not bad about yourself. This is the good stuff. This is what David Foster Wallace would have jacked off to.
Good quality, healthy lust.
Healthy lust. This isn't gonna make. This is the kind of porn where someone's gonna see it and they're gonna be like, I get it. They're not gonna be grossed out. They're gonna say, God damn, I know what you're all about, you furry freak. Hold on,
I will say, like, the people that are into that fun stuff. Like, I'm not trying to demean it, but like, thank you for actually supporting him on Patreon. Because, that is, and thank you to the people that support me on there. Like, it is a game changer to have like some kind of reliable monthly booster that lets you know people care. It's just it's like really nice. So thank you for actually supporting the stuff that you like. Thank you for helping to make the things that you want to see more of viable. Because if you weren't doing it, that would be it.
We know you need Netflix. We know you need your PlayStation Plus, but throw in a little for the little guys too. I had to allow some things on the chat, but I didn't check what they were. I want to see what they were now. Someone typed virgin simp about 13 times. That got auto-modded. And then the other one was... Oh, he just said simple, and it got auto-modded. Oh, no, he said thought. Never mind, sorry. I've added the term because it gives you a message where it's like, Bonitis add permitted term, thought. I've added that so many times. Like, the system does not want you to say thought. It's so funny.
Inch away from a real edgelord joke where it's like, oh, what now? You're not going to be allowed to spell it thought, THOUHT? How appropriate.
Bonitis, your name should
We're
be...
almost there.
Bone, your name should be Winston with how classy your porn is. Thank you. No, I had someone even this week say like, oh, your stuff's like sexy but not slutty. And I'm like, thank you. I know what you're trying to say. I get it.
I was talking with someone, I think I was actually talking with Hayes, and we were talking about your style, and I was like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the vintage like Playboy stuff where it's like, hey, it's sexy, but it's still tasteful.
Well, I mean, I came over to your house with my big pile of vintage Playboys just to show you, like, look at the comics in these, aren't they cool? And we were both like, whoa, these are great.
Actually, no joke. When I return your massive, awesome Hellsing volume, I will probably be trying to borrow more comics, and I'm also going to be like, hey, can I borrow a Playboy? Because they look like they're actually cool to browse through.
They really are. And yeah, I've got the next Hellsing, actually, so the next big omnibus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they just came out. So, and oh boy, I'm so excited because I got the next volume of Legend of the Overfiend, the funniest comic ever made. So I'll be reviewing that tomorrow, and then I'll have 2 volumes left of that, and then it'll be over. Oh, Legend. I'll probably
pass on Overfiend, but
you might want to read the first volume. Like, you will laugh. You will find it funny.
What would you do if I just came back and was like, Bone, I don't think it's funny, and I think I actually really it's a little sexy. I feel bad about this. What would you do if that happened?
I'd be very surprised because everybody who's read it, even like straight guy, we've had a straight guy, a bi guy, and a gay guy read it, and none of us have found it sexy. We've all just been weirded out, but laughed a bunch. It's fascinating.
Well, now I kind of have to, so we're gonna take that dive, I guess.
No, and the guy, he still is Toshio Maeda. He's like a legend now. Like he does like book signing tours in the U.S. He was interviewed by Anthony Bourdain. Like,
nice. Well, now we know what you got to do to become a legend.
Well, he created tentacle porn. Like, he's the guy, like that thing that everybody jokes about. He created that in 1986. That's how far ahead you got to be.
He's like the Steve Jobs of hentai.
He is. No, his title in Japan is the Tentacle Master. That's like his title. It's amazing. I don't know. I find it utterly fascinating because it was all it was him trying to get around censorship laws, and it made him a legend for his whole life.
I feel like we can all take inspiration from that, actually, because we've got plenty of that stuff. They're not technically laws, but I mean, unless you want to consider, are we ruled by corporations or not? Then it's like, yeah, they might as well be laws, terms of service, same thing.
This was just the 80s version of it.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a success story. This guy got around the censorship laws and did something unique and horrific, and now he's a legend. So we just got to figure out what can we do that's unique and horrific beyond all imagination.
Yeah, so we just have to well, I don't know, we're both slutting it up. I saw the pencils for that orgy you're drawing. Have you done like an orgy or like gangbang commission before? I've seen porn you've drawn, which, whatever.
I think there was one other commission I did. It was like early in the days of the big commission queue, where it was like a smaller orgy. I think there was like maybe 5 characters.
Okay.
And that was challenging. Like
it
no
is.
Joke, it's challenging to do an orgy because not only do you have to draw like a character with proper proportions and anatomy, you have to draw them interacting with other characters with proper proportions and anatomy in scale to the first character, and it just kind of like multiplies the more characters you add. So this is by far the biggest orgy I've ever done. And like, I mean, it's fun. It's not like I'm sitting there drawing like, oh, this is turning me on so much, but it's like, it's really interesting because I've never done it, and there's definitely like, it definitely takes a certain skill set, and it's really interesting to be like, okay, I'm probably not going to be entering this particular field at the top, but I really want to see what can I do here. I want to do a good job, and it's fun. It's like a weird little art form, and I'm having fun with it.
Listen, I really wanted to pick your brain about it because for years I've been the only person in my friend group who's drawn that shit. I've never had anybody to talk to about it. And you just said a bunch of stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it's about. It's kind of got its own caveats and things to it. Especially, like, keeping all the characters in scale and keeping everybody interacting, making sure everybody has the right amount of limbs.
Yes.
That's a big one.
It's so easy for things to get lost. It's really similar to trying to draw a big fight scene, actually.
Yeah, big crowds. I mean, it's a lot of people interacting, just in this case, they're naked, and instead of penetrating each other's faces with their fists, they're penetrating each other's vaginas with their dick fists. Kind of the same
might be a little harder than a fight scene, though, because in a fight scene, things are moving violently, which means you can really stretch the characters a little more, and you can use the dynamism to kind of get away with distorting things. And also there's like debris and clothing and stuff like flying through the air and capes. Usually you don't get a lot of like exploding debris in orgy scenes, at least not in my experience yet. So in an orgy scene, there's less sauce that could potentially cover up the fundamentals that you're working with.
Okay, yeah, it is kind of limited. It's basically a big naked wrestling scene. You've taken what I call the Miles DF approach, where it's kind of a bunch of separate sex scenes all in the same page, which he's obviously ridden. Mr. Lenev has ridden to great success. And you're about there too. My God, that thing made some money, which fucking awesome.
That's the other thing too. It's like this customer like really went to bat, and that commission is going to help us a lot in transitioning to a new diet and all this medical stuff. So it's really helping us. And it's like I want to make sure that my gigantic orgy commission is up to par with the industry standard.
Man, we're developing so much in common. We use orgies to help our medical bills. We've both done it now. Hooray! We'll go to that. We'll go to our graves with that.
Yeah. Now, everyone, you'll know when I'm really in trouble when I open commission slots and I'm like, yes, orgies are on the table.
It's on the table.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I open them whenever my bank account's a little low. I'm like, all right, let's make some time for this, and I'll push one out. I used to do them every year for my birthday, but I did not have time this year. By the way, Kit, just got back on your Patreon. Oh my God, thank you so much. There's always plenty of content. I put a lot of 4K stuff on there, so got a new piece going up on Monday. That's those. Well, Ralph, I know you're gay, but I know you like my boobies, so we got those swimsuit babes going up on Monday.
Oh, I saw some on Twitter. You put a really good booby pic up.
Yeah,
and
no,
I cropped off the best part.
I know you. Yeah, what did Twitter do? Fuck them.
They just showed the heads and the faces, which I don't know if it's automatic. Maybe they probably have a whole division at Twitter. There's probably 700 employees that just are like, all right, let's crop Bonitis's dirty pics so that no one ever sees a nipple again. They got a dedicated staff. It's like the NASA ground control room of them scrutinizing your account to edit out the nips.
Rajak's asking, whoa, 4K stuff with a $sign. Wow, your Patreon costs a lot. No, 4K resolution, not for. I mean, if you want to give me 4K on Patreon, that's great. But I'm talking about resolution. I upload stuff at 600 DPI, which scans into 4,000 to 6,000 pixels across. So.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure if I told you yet, but speaking of the diet stuff, it's just a factoid. I don't think it'll make a really interesting segment, but just as a brief factoid, I'm doing all this stuff to try to get really healthy and reset the immune system. So I just did the longest fast that I have ever done for 88 hours.
You didn't eat for 88 hours?
Aside from water, salt, turmeric, lime juice, and black coffee and tea with obviously no creamer or sweetener in it.
Oh my God, how do you even? You've got I always think about things in terms of impulse control thresholds because I find it very interesting, and I'm a crazy person. You might have the best one of anyone I know. 88. Did you do that because of a race thing? I'm just kidding. 88 hours,
in the past, I've done 48-hour ones.
Two questions. How and why? Yeah. Go.
All right, first the how. The how, it's just the same as the 48-hour ones that I was doing last year. And you don't want to do them really often or you'll get nutritional deficiencies and problems. It's only maybe once every half a year, maybe once a quarter if you really want to kick it. But so the how is if you're going to get extreme hunger pains, obviously. But if you just start with, don't jump into a massive fast. If people are listening, oh, I guess I'll try that. Start with a 12-hour fast or something like that. Don't just jump into the deep end. But you're going to get really intense hunger pains. But if you get some green tea, especially matcha, that will kind of make it subside. And after seriously, if you just if you're sitting there and you're feeling really hungry for 20 or 30 minutes, eventually that feeling just goes away. Even if you don't necessarily drink some green tea or something, it just kind of fades because your brain is okay, well, I told you, I did my job. I guess that's not happening. So let's focus on something else. And you'll just stop feeling hungry. And then you'll feel hungry again a few hours later, your brain is trying to remind you. But as long as you just feel the hunger and then maybe fill up on some water, a little bit of tea or something like that, you're pretty much fine. Also, I think that having some salt in the water helps a lot because that keeps your
I've heard about the
electrolytes
salt water
up.
thing, not just from you, but that's like the general thing you hear a lot is the salt water.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because your cellular metabolism, like the whole way you process energy, your cells are a sodium potassium pump. So you have like sodium and potassium, and then they like essentially exchange electrons back and forth and generate energy. So if you don't have any sodium coming in, then there's no way for your cells to process energy, and you just you get tapped out real fast.
Okay, so that's the how. So why are you doing this? Because in my brain, it's like, okay, he's got MS. He needs, that's the first thing is like, oh, sick. You got to be careful. You got to rest often and eat good. But not eating at all, like, how does that?
Well,
does it help?
Yes, you do have to eat good. Like I didn't do this until I did like some of the new diet stuff for like I think I've been on it for a month. So I was really trying to load up on nutrients so I could pull this off. But yeah, part of it is the diet. It's a huge component. It's critical to get a whole lot of nutrition in. I've been eating like actually a lot more than usual, and still
a lot of
weight, so
a lot of veggies though. You're like hold on, kid, I can't call yet. I've got to finish drinking my cauliflower shake, and I'm like, what is wrong with this man?
Yeah, no, you have to get a lot of it in because it's like, oh shit, you have to get like all the nutritional stuff you need, and you want to get it from the actual food, not necessarily just like a bunch of pills. But the reason for the extended fast, so yeah, you got nutrition. Boom, there you go. What do you need? Well, your body does a lot of really interesting stuff when you go into a fast. For one thing, I guess the primary one, I don't want to get like, because there's all sorts of stuff. It relates to aging, it relates to metabolism, it'll increase your insulin sensitivity, it does all kinds of stuff. But the real big one for me was when you go into a fast, one of the first thing your body does is it turns off your inflammation because it's like, oh, we're in an emergency. It's a survival situation. I need to focus on short-term survival. What don't I need? Oh, I don't really need my immune system to be doing long-term maintenance and shit. So all this inflammation and immune system activity, let's just shut that off until our survival is back on course. So it shuts off the inflammation, which is like, yeah, if you have inflammation destroying something in your body, you do want to try to shut that off. And once it's shut off, your body is going to go, especially after 48 hours or in the 36 to 48 hour time frame, your body goes into autophagy. I mean, it's always going to be there at like a slight level, but it really goes into autophagy. And what that means
autophagy
is
sounds like you're like rotting away and dead, but I know it's not that. But just that word sounds like, oh, that's like what happens to dead people.
Kind of. Like
what
happens is you're eating yourself. It is autophagy. It's like it's eating your own body. Your cells actually start to consume one another.
Like
but the thing is,
autofellatio. Got it. Gotta talk.
Yeah,
about
it's
terms.
no.
I'm sorry. I had to. It's too easy.
You stop making this fun. God damn it. So
I have to.
But if your cells are going to start eating one another, the thing they're going to eat first, the cells are going to eat first, are the ones that are damaged, ineffective, weak, old. They're getting rid of the cells that are just not really performing at their peak. It's kind of survival of the fittest in there. So especially your immune cells will do that because immune cells tend to like replicate very quickly. So it's like, not only are we going to turn off immune cell activity, let's look at all these immune cells that maybe aren't in top shape. Maybe they're a little wonky. Maybe they're not working too good. Those guys are gone. We're eating those guys. So you can get, if you get on a longer fast, and that's why I went for like a much longer fast this time, you can effectively give your immune system almost a hard reset. And the thing that happens is after your fast is over, you generate new tissues a lot of times from stem cells, and fasts that are longer can also actually generate more stem cells that also have effects on anti-aging and stuff. But so I mainly did it because I was like, well, I've got an autoimmune disorder. This can kind of give the immune system a hard reset. So let me try to do that maybe once every 6 months. Get better nutrition, get the cells functioning better, get them hopefully producing better copies of themselves that are going to be doing their jobs a little more. And the other thing a fast does is at the end of it, when you get more new cells, it especially upregulates Tregs, which are regulatory T cells. And those are the ones that hold your normal attacker T cells in check.
Jesus, man. I think you just do this so that when I complain, you can just be like, fuck you in your head. I didn't eat for 88 hours like a lunatic.
everyone's got different levels of stuff that they can do, and it's not always feasible to do that. So I don't want to be like a holier than thou. But at the
Well,
same
that's the
time,
thing
if
is,
you're ever like,
dude,
hey,
if I don't eat, I get the shakes, and I can't draw because my hands shake so bad.
I would say it's possible that you might just be not cut out for a fast, because not everybody is. Everyone's got. It's just like
I've
with
tried
medications, you know.
because people said it was a good idea. I can't, like, I can do it, but I'm ashamed. Like, I can't draw when I'm doing it. My hands shake too much.
Yeah, and I mean, if you were like, David, be a health guru, teach me to fast more. Like, we could maybe talk more about that, but I don't want to necessarily say, oh, it's good for me, it's good for everyone, because it's like medicine. It's like some medicines are good for most people, and then one person, they'll like kill them. So it's like, no, every body's like weirdly different, so you can't just it's not one size fits all.
Yeah, and I've definitely had experience with this where doctors are going to prescribe you like the most generic thing possible because they're just trying to help the most people, but that may not necessarily be the best thing for you. This especially comes up when they try to do psychological help and they put you in group therapy, but I think I've told that story before, so.
Oh,
Oh, you like tested positive for marijuana? All right, why don't you hang out with the heroin addicts? Wait, what? Like, oh man,
it's gonna be real helpful.
Dude, I mean, you certainly it broadens your perspective, but it doesn't really help you with what's going on. I was just like sad because I've got Lyme disease and lost everything. I didn't like get addicted to heroin and have an abortion like the people in this group. Like, their problems are very different from mine. This all happened to me because of a bureaucratic fuck up because of a snowstorm. I need to like record that story because it's so wild. Like what happened and the places it went. I had a medical professional tell me that my drawing was a negative coping habit. And I just told her, I'm like, yeah, oh, yeah. And I'm like, bitch, this is my job. And she's like, well, it doesn't have to be. And I'm like, yeah, but I want it to be. Fuck off.
I don't remember that ever. That like, she told you drawing was a negative coping.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I still think you've got to get like, well, you don't have to, but I would love to watch videos from you if you had like a YouTube channel where you permanently put some of these stories in a format where we can just like binge watch them.
AJ and I are trying to figure out a way that we can do that, like, one, economically, both money and time wise, because we've talked about it extensively. It's a little tricky, but no, the reason she said that, and this is God, it's complicated, but if you say you're like having suicidal thoughts, the government goes into crazy overdrive and ruins your fucking life.
Cool.
And I was having those because I don't know, like I almost got raped and I lost everything and I had Lyme disease and my whole life was falling apart. I lost all my friends, all my money, my job. I had to move back in with my parents. It was very embarrassing. It's like the worst thing ever. And they're like, and I was like, yeah, I'm having bad thoughts. And they're like, well, we got to save you. And I was like, okay, well, I already tried like being in a mental ward, and that's scary because schizophrenics yell at you about demons, and that doesn't really make me feel better.
Yeah.
Because I tried that, and it's just like, oh, you're just surrounded by terrifying people for 24 hours a day.
Although you do know that they're actually like, it's not a disorder. They can just see into the second plane, and we can't. But go on.
Yeah, no, I mean they'll talk about that's how they talk, like unironically, and it's just like, no, I'm just upset because I got real unlucky. People are like, well, something's wrong with you, and it's like, no, like I think I'm legitimately upset about things that are legitimately upsetting. I don't think I'm being attacked by demons. I had a roommate when I was in the mental ward who like attacked people in his sleep. That was my roommate. Like, and I'm like,
of course, you got the roommate that attacks people in their sleep.
Yeah, when it was bedtime, I was like, I don't feel like sleeping. Like, why not? Because my roommate attacks people in his sleep. Like, of course I don't feel like sleeping. That guy's crazy. I'm just upset. I'm just a bit upset. Anyway. So when I was still upset because amazingly that didn't fix me. This was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
No, this was 7 or 6 years ago. Yeah, because it started in 2013. God, what a horrible time frame. I was like, okay, so there's certain things you don't say, otherwise they put you in a ward and you're surrounded by the scariest people in the world who like want to pee on you and stuff. So I changed what I said, and they're like, all right, we'll put you in group therapy, government mandated. I was like, all right, that doesn't sound so bad. and they drug test you, and they're like, oh, you've smoked marijuana in the past 30 days, so we're going to put you with the drug people. I'm like, oh, I don't really smoke that often. I don't really have like a drug problem. They're like, oh, well, that's what they all say. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe they've got issues and they can help. It's like, it's just full of people who have like, yeah, I do heroin every day. I can't stop. It caused me to get pregnant. I had an abortion that I regret to this day. I can't watch any movies that feature suicide in them, or I want to kill myself. And I'm just like, oh, these people.
Man.
Dude, like, you know, they're human, they're good people, but their problems, they're way worse than what I was going through. And I was like, this isn't really a good fit for me. But the reason I bring up the drawing thing is, like, to keep people calm, they have coloring books out. And everybody's, like, a lot of the people are coloring these mandalas and other stuff. Like, you know, they just got colored pencils and crayons and shit. And I'm like, well, if they're coloring, I can draw, because I like drawing. And I bring my drawing supplies in, and I just draw, you know, whatever I was working on. Comic pages, commissions, whatever. And for some reason, the counselor didn't like that I wouldn't do the coloring books. She's like, no, you gotta do the coloring books. You can't draw. I'm like, why not? I still pay attention and talk and do everything. She's like, it's a negative coping habit. And I'm like, bitch, it's my job. And she just got real huffy about that.
And a real Nurse Cratchit character.
It really was. It was like a Nurse Ratchet thing, and I was trying to explain myself. They brought in, like, my mom at one point. We had, like, a one-on-one. It was me, my mom, and this lady, and I was trying to explain things. I'm like, listen, I'm just drawing. I'm not like these people, and they're always just like, no, that's what everybody says. I'm like, no, like, their problems are really different from mine. And then eventually a different psychiatrist there, who was like the one who prescribed medications, just gave me like a sleeping thing that helped me sleep. Fixed everything. Yeah. It wasn't that I was drawing too much or that I had a heroin addiction. I've never done heroin. Listen, I'll try it once, but that's it. No, don't.
Well, I think they say, what is it that they say? If you try it once, it's safe, right?
Yeah, it's all good. No, heroin's one of those.
So I thought it was.
Don't do that.
Something like that. Something like only once. I forget the exact phrase.
No, it's that was the big campaign is meth, not even once. Yeah, there's like meth heads in there. I'm like, I don't do meth. I smoke weed.
Oh, not even. Okay, that was close. I almost got it right.
You know, halfway there. So they just try to apply a broad stroke to try to fix like as many people as possible. Not necessarily you. They're trying to fix the most people. Not everyone. So sometimes someone falls through the cracks, and that was me. I've told this story on stream before, but people like that I talk about it. I'm open about this stuff. Like, what are you going to do? Like, cancel me about it? Fuck off. We got onto that because we're like, different bodies, different doctors. You sometimes got to keep trying till you find the thing that works for you.
Yep. It is a lot of trial and error. You got to use yourself as kind of like a guinea pig.
What we're saying is Dave is also doing group therapy with meth addicts. Dave is not doing
it. What I'm to give you certain prescriptions and shit too. They make money off of that.
Wait, what? Oh, hey, Hazen, what's up, buddy? I think I saw you in the chat a while ago, but just heard you.
No, I've been in here for a while. Just we got Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery.
Hey, nice Jimmy John's.
Yeah, I've never had them before. They're okay. I wish they toasted the subs.
My brother has the same thing, where it's like they're not even toasted. What's the point? I could make this at home.
I wish they were toasted, but I don't think they do that. I don't know. Maybe they do, but they're good. It's a good sandwich, and they are really fast. I did not expect them to get here that fast. And I thought that was just kind of like a thing for the commercial, but yeah, they're real fast. But
they are.
Yeah, doctors are absolutely incentivized to. Like certain people who manufacture medications will contact them and say like, hey, we think it would be really cool if you started prescribing this thing for depression. And if you do that, we'll pay you, I don't know, $100, $1,000 per prescription.
Oh yeah. The pharmacist, the salespeople for pharmaceuticals are really, really horrible. The things they do. John Ronson wrote some articles about it, and it's just like, they just cozy up to doctors with what are essentially bribes.
It boggles my mind that that's even legal, but I've seen it before. Liz, can I tell that story of when you were in the doctor's office and there's like the branded pens and everything, and you're like, nope, we're not doing this? like we even had this experience one time. Liz was going to a new doctor and she walked in there and he's like, I'm gonna try putting you on this new medication. And she's like looking around and she sees all kinds of like pens that are branded with this medication and like a calendar branded with this medication. And she's like, no, I've been on these other ones for like years and years and years and they're working really good for me. He's like, well, in my clinical opinion, I think you need to be on this new one. It's the first time I've seen you. And she's like, no, you're obviously like just working with this stupid pharmaceutical company and goodbye, I'll find a different doctor.
Oh my God, dude. I had a friend. Her dad was like, she lived with her dad. It was just her and her dad. They're in the middle of nowhere. All their family are like meth heads and shit. So like they're on their own. And her dad has like a bunch of weird problems. And then one day he just started like wigging the fuck out and hearing voices. He would come and like throw milkshakes on her computer and shit like that. And like he just started freaking the fuck out. And they're like, what the hell is the matter with you, man? They had to call like a cop. She was like not real worldly, right? Like she had no idea how to handle these types of situations. I'm like, call 911. They need to pick him up. And like they came and got him, and what they figured out, they took him to like an actual hospital instead of like their stupid local doctor. And they found out like the doctor of the hospital pretty much in no like, you know, minced words said, yeah, why the hell is your dad on like 12 different medications for this thing? So what does he even have some of these conditions? And she's like, no. And he's like, yeah, well, he's like prescribed this stuff and he's taking it. And a lot of this stuff like reacts with each other to create like bad shit. So they had to give him even more medication to get him to ease off the ones that he was on. And while he waned off, he still had weird like bouts of shit where he would hear voices and stuff like that. He wasn't schizophrenic.
Like try to go off benzos sometimes. See how you feel. Like it's not good. I've done it.
I think no, it's easy. You just go to Russia and get a self-induced coma, a medically induced coma.
Because you're gonna feel paranoid as fuck the whole time. You think everything's trying to kill. I did it. They put me on benzos for a while, and then I had to come off of them. Yeah. And it was just like you're scared as shit.
Oh yeah, I've got experience with that. It's no fun.
Twitch just gave me a message about my ad blocker.
Yeah, everybody's been getting those. Oh, you got one too.
They're doing that for you too.
Yeah, people are just gonna stop using Twitch if you do this. Twitch, just let people use ad blockers. The people you want to send commercials to are probably stupid anyway, so they're not gonna have them.
I got a message on Twitch when I was looking at Bones' channel tonight about that, and my ad blocker was turned off.
Yeah, so it just knows you have one at all. It's like you get rid of that pesky ad block.
We really are going to have to get like an Internet 2.0. The corporations are completely taking over the first one.
Yeah, like when does Vivid move to the dark web? Like,
well, you say that, but that's kind of the
I know. I'm not joking at all. Like that seems to be like what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, I mean we got a crypto wallet set up just in case, and it's like we might have to use it.
Yeah,
it's completely insane to me that these websites, it's like legal for them to put into their like agreement that we can just say like we can just see what hardware you have, we can see what other like extensions you have on your browser, what browser you're using. That's just all stuff we're gonna just collect and tuck away here.
Yeah, it's really wild. It's just mind-boggling all the stuff that is legal for these companies to do, and it's mind-boggling that Congress lets them do it, and it's clear there's kickbacks going on. It's not even like in question.
They're not even like hiding that anymore.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it, you poor piece of shit?
I mean, literally, yes. That's exactly the attitude they have too.
Yeah.
I got a ton of good comments. I want to read those real quick. Rajak said he got 2 blue screens on both streams. Stupid Twitch. Ad blocker is offline. Man, I don't know. That sucks. Someone else says, I want you to make that erotica versus porn video. I have a panel planned for a while, but I even talked to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
I was going to ask, would you do that like as a CouchCon panel potentially? Because I know a guy that might be able to get you into that CouchCon panel.
I couldn't. The issue is I couldn't stream it and I couldn't put it on what do I do with it? Like I can make.
You can stream it. You just can't stream it on Twitch.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like I can do it that's why I wanted to do it as a panel at a convention. Plus, I like live audiences. I'm good with audiences. But, you know, I submitted it to MFF after doing 2 really successful panels there, and they rejected me. And I was like, well, this is a lot of work to just get rejected without any explanation as to why. And, like, literally someone else who got a panel ended up being a sex offender and went to jail.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck this.
Has that reached MFF now?
What's up?
Has that like infected MFF now?
It's infected all the cons. They're just full
Yeah.
of them, man. It's
These
really,
people who are friends with these fucking child rapists and shit, like
dude,
running
it's,
these conventions.
It's so
Yep.
bad. It's like it's unfathomable for most people. They don't want to think about it because it's upsetting, but it's there. Dave and I tried to do something about it, and that ended up being a terrible idea. So I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I still don't think it was a terrible idea. Like, I still don't regret making that petition.
Yeah, it's like we tried to do the right thing, but you know where to go.
If that means that we don't belong at these conventions, then
fuck 'em.
Like, if a petition to prohibit convicted child rapists from attending all ages events, if having that opinion is what gets us like thrown out of every convention, it's like, then I guess we don't belong at these events, and Jesus Christ, we need to build something better for people that doesn't like stuff that doesn't tacitly support this.
Well, I've got a few couch cons under our belts, so we got that going on. Dan Bowen, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, okay, you didn't know about this. Sorry, Shannon. You got to find out I'm actually a lunatic. Read Young's stuff about him working with the doctor who discovered schizophrenia. How do you even discover schizophrenia? Like, where does that come from? Someone says that's a Young thing. He drew mandalas, and apparently it's therapeutic. I did not know that. That explains why that table was covered in those fucking things. And they got mad at me for sitting there and drawing Simon and Leon's. And then someone else, I want to share this because someone shared this, so, you know, that's a private thing. I was 6 years in therapy because I got really angry very fast. In the first class, I broke my teacher's nose. Oh, boy, you sure did get angry fast. My therapist told me, before you get angry, eat chocolate. Seems terrible. Yeah, saying that to a kid is not good. I ate like 8 to 10 whole bars of chocolate a day and got really fat. Oh, no! But you're not punching anybody.
Yeah,
you're just gonna die before everybody else. So you can't get angry if you're dead. I'm kidding.
Maybe the doctor was just trying to slow you down.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what they do though. Is a lot of those therapies, they don't help you. They just kind of slow down an inevitable horrible demise. It's just like, well, that's not really helping.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even like the doctors that are in my little field of multiple sclerosis, all of the therapies, they're like, yep, all of this just slows it down. It doesn't actually cure it. It doesn't actually reverse it. It doesn't stop it. It just makes it go maybe slower than it would otherwise. Now off you go.
Well, you think
poison slows you down.
Oh boy, you guys think you're pissed now. Blue One is saying, what the fuck is the point of Twitch Prime if I'm forced to watch advertisements? Part of the reason to get Twitch Prime is to not get the adverts. Are people still getting advertisements with Twitch Prime? I thought, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I still get them too.
What the? Then Then there's Twitch Turbo, which actually gets rid of the adverts. Oh my god, does anything work? Which, by the way, Twitch Turbo is another several dollars. Oh my god. Well, I'm not gonna tell anybody like, oh, spend even more money on us. We stream here because we can. We love the Twitch Prime subscribers. Obviously, it's great. I love the loud sounds that play in my ear, but this Twitch Turbo thing, that's new to me.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot vouch for the decisions of the platform that we're on. It's like everything else. It's like I gotta drive on the roads, even though there's a lot of stuff the government does that I don't like. But like, what am I gonna do? Have my own road system? I gotta stream on the platforms that are viable, that have the potential for discoverability. Like, I gotta advertise using like Facebook and Google, even though those companies do a lot of stuff I don't like. But it's like these are the institutions that are locked in, and there's nothing to do about it aside from just try to survive within them as best we can.
The solution is that Vivid Publishing needs to make like a fuck ton of money or get a loan, and we need to build a big compound in Montana where one, laws are laxer and the water's clean and there's animals everywhere, and we build self-sustaining food and also like our own places to live and studios, all that shit, and then also a big fucking server farm, and we can just run everything we need out of there. It'll be the big. It'll be like the old Disney Studios, but it'll be the vivid compound of freedom.
Well, this actually does segue nicely into the thing that I mentioned in like the show notes, the show promo, which is like, hey, we're kind of recruiting, we're kind of expanding and growing Vivid. But I also haven't touched on the Nintendo DMCA thing. Do we want to just hit that really quick? Because I think
hold on, I want to do Nintendo DMCA because everybody loves it, but I'm catching up on comments. We got a bunch of good ones. People are sharing good stuff, and I like to be appreciative.
Go. Yeah.
Well, I'll just read these real quick. Someone said upload it to Rumble. I don't know what Rumble is, but.
Oh, Rumble's like a new YouTube competitor. I have just started hearing about it a little bit. So.
Okay, that's cool. You can't get angry if you're dead. I mean, that's, yeah. Military therapy ruined my career. It's literally just, oh, hey, you're sad, take these meds. That didn't work, we'll take the... Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. That shit sucks. I'm on my iPhone. YouTube Premium is nice. Shows get better rates. YouTube Premium is nice. Shows get better rates than regular advertising. That's interesting. And we're always looking for stuff that, like, isn't hiding us. The Vivid commune, yeah, essentially. No, this is my dream. If my parents die earlier and I get a huge inheritance, I'm just gonna build that. But I love my parents, so don't die, mom and dad. I love you guys too much. Visiting them in a week. So, healthcare system in the U.S. and the U.K. leaves a lot to be desired. A problem faced with too many people and possibly not enough therapists to go around. Oh boy, the whole therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist thing. My whole thing is group therapy's crazy. The server farms will keep us warm at night. Can I join? Sounds awesome. Of course you can. You'll have to work in the orchards, though, to earn your keep. And the sex pits, but we'll get to that. Did Dave talk about the Nintendo problem? We're getting right to that. They don't advertise. Seriously, I swear they don't advertise Twitch Turbo at all. Yeah, I think you're right, because I've never heard of it, so I'm going to look into that afterwards. Do I have to tell people, like, subscribe to YouTube, do a Twitch Prime sub, and then a Twitch Turbo sub? Like, that's such a pain. Oh, my God. I have no idea Twitch Turbo existed. Oh, it's everybody. No one knows about this new secret service. Oh, my God. Okay, so Twitch Turbo, apparently. You got to get that now. Twitch Prime doesn't count anymore. Although, please do those, because I like I don't like it, but the loud noise is funny. And it does help me. I get payments from it. But now, Nintendo is trying to destroy Vivid over Donkey Kong. Dave, how is that going?
So last week, that was what it looked like. We got an email from TeePublic. I put it on Twitter, and they were like, yeah, Nintendo DMCA'd this. We had to take it down. And so I was like, what? Well, I'm going to counterfile because that is my logo, and I've used it for 14 years. So I counterfiled in the email, and the update, and I'm going to put this on Twitter too, because I've told people I'd put an update out, and so I will put it. I've just been busy, been doing many things today. But I did get another email from TeePublic, so I was like, all right, so is this going to be like Nintendo backing off, or is Nintendo going to throw down and take us to court? And the new email from TeePublic was very stupid and anticlimactic. And the new email was kind of in legalese, but the gist of it was, if I understand it right, they were basically saying, well, I mean, Nintendo didn't actually identify you specifically. It's just they gave us this giant document of stuff to take down in general, and we thought that your thing sort of matched it, so we just took it down, and you can't change our mind because it was in our judgment. So we took it down. It wasn't Nintendo. We did it, but, it's our website. So
were they going to put it back up?
Nope. Not unless
it isn't a violation of any of this shit.
It's not a violation of anything, obviously. So I'm going to email them again and try to point that out to them. But I think what TeePublic is doing is they're sitting there thinking, okay, who do we want to potentially get sued by? Nintendo or some nobody that makes like $12,000 a year? And I think that they decided Nintendo was a much bigger risk to keep happy. So I think they're like, okay, we're just going to err on the side of not getting sued by Nintendo. Everyone else, too bad. If you even look like it might be something that brings Nintendo down on top of us, we're just going to crush you. No hard feelings. So I think they're not going to reinstate the logo. The good news is that means Nintendo isn't actually trying to claim our logo. It's not like this is going to have broader impacts on our intellectual property rights potentially.
I don't have to kill Shigeru Miyamoto. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
I know you wanted it, but
so the bad news is though, being sued by Nintendo would have been very interesting. This is not very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the truth. And the other bad news is, I believe that if it's TeePublic deciding to do this, unless I can convince them to stop being like douchebags, I'm almost sure that in the terms of service for their website, they've got something buried in there where it's like, oh, we can remove anything we want at any time for any reason. So even if I did like sue them and like, this is mine, you have to put it up, they'd be like, well, actually our terms of service says no, we don't. And so I think that would be the end of that. So I might just start putting shirt designs in our own store instead.
The Vivid store, which would be, more of the percentage would go to us. Maybe it doesn't work as easily as TeePublic, but
Yeah. Well, plus I tried the new system out with the Beachheads, and frankly, I think the Beachheads shirts had a nicer quality.
Those Beachhead shirts look great. I wear mine all the time.
Yeah.
I wear it on Swig streams when I can.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be making some new shirt designs anyway. So I'll just, instead of putting more stuff in TeePublic, I'll just be like, okay, F you, and I'll start putting shirt designs in my own store, because there we go.
Okay, that's cool.
So that is.
Well, and I know Liz was looking at doing like more embroidery stuff. So like we could potentially be doing custom Vivid embroidery products.
That would be really cool. She is looking into that. Embroidery machines are really expensive, so we don't know when we'd be able to spring for that. Because I mean, I know everyone's like, David, you have plenty of money. That Indiegogo was off the chain.
But that's not all his money. He doesn't get all of that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, I'm probably even a little more uptight than I have to be with it, because it's like in my brain, it's like, no, that is Volume 5 money. Until every customer has their Volume 5 and all their stuff, that money is like frozen. It is for Volume 5. It's like it's not for anything else.
That's the best way to be. Don't worry.
Yeah. And I met with like that accountant guy the other day, and he was even saying, "Oh yeah, that's smart, and it helps you separate business and personal and all that stuff." So.
Oh, you're not like an idiot with money. Great. I mostly deal with those, said the accountant. Yeah. Most of that goes into fulfillment. Yeah, like people don't realize it's like that Kickstarter made a bunch of money, but you also have to print full color books and then ship them. Many of them internationally, and boy, things start to add up quick.
Oh yeah. I do think there's going to be profit, but on the other hand, as we've experienced, stuff can happen that you don't expect sometimes. So that's why, even though I'm sure there's going to be a profit margin, I still just want to make sure that there's also a buffer for disasters, because I don't want to leave anything to chance when it comes to delivering. Oh, yes, Liz?
We're all about mistakes and miracles here.
Liz just said I am a disaster. Did you hear that?
Oh, how embarrassing.
That's live on the air. Spousal abuse. That as well, yes.
Yeah, lots of shipping fees. Well, like I know other people who do stuff. If you want, what the fuck was that?
Click the wrong thing.
It was like a man breathing heavily. What was that?
Some people, humiliation is a kink. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know all about it. Save that.
Wrong button. Take it back. Take it back.
No, if you like, 'cause I know a lot of people who use like fulfillment services, and that my buddy Ngozi, when she did her Check Please Kickstarter, she's used fulfillment services, and like, yeah, it'll be like $20,000 just to them. It's like, whoo,
sure,
it's a lot of money, but they take it all off your hands. They make it happen, but it does cost.
Also, like, honestly, if you're doing the fulfillment yourself anyways, you're probably going to be spending at least that much, possibly more, just because these fulfillment services, that's what they do, so they know every little trick in the book to lower costs. And I mean, maybe you could do it cheaper if you did it literally yourself by hand, no one else helping, but you'd also be doing like 2 to 3 months solid of just packaging stuff with no production in there at all.
Yeah, it's like, when do you guys want me to make the comic or what? Like, People have so much time. It's a giant mathematical equation and balancing game. It's tricky. It's tough. And that's not telling people like, oh, feel bad for us. It's more of just a realistic look behind what goes into making books and getting them to your front door.
Yeah, and fortunately, this ain't our first rodeo, but that's just why I'm especially cautious about being like, oh, I got a bunch of money. Ooh, time to get that Ferrari, because it's like, no. It's time to like put a lock on it and then get this stuff delivered.
He did buy a Ferrari though. No, he did not.
God damn it, Bo. They don't know that. Now they do.
If only we were buying Vivid Ferraris. That'd be fucking cool. No, don't worry.
All I ever wanted was a Ferrari.
I drive a truck that's 21 years old. Don't worry. We are not spending a whole lot.
Oh, we're gonna take your truck to the bar this year.
To the bar? What?
It's old enough to drink.
Yeah, right. We should. If the bar's open and we don't, do you have to wear masks? I'm not going to a bar where I have to wear a mask. That's stupid.
The thing
we're gonna
about
have to
the mask that really gets me, man, is like when you walk in, you can still eat in a restaurant here indoors, but when you walk into a restaurant, you got to have your mask on, put your mask on, and then they take you to your table and you sit down and you take that motherfucker off. And everybody's sitting around, you've got it off. The fuck is the point?
Oh, the whole mask thing has gotten so silly. It is a virus. It gets around, but the containment measures we do, like I think I sent you guys the picture of down in Ann Arbor on Main Street. They've got the little greenhouses outside where people can eat at restaurants. Yeah. And it's like those are just more enclosed. That's just a tinier space with less air circulating than inside.
Yeah.
That's what's legal. That's what's helping.
Yeah. Like I get like when the virus first came out, right? Like that was scary as shit because like there was a lot of weird stuff people thought were coming from it. But now we kind of know that a lot of that wasn't really true, and a lot of that was kind of being like fluffed up so that they could like, probably try to sell a vaccine that they didn't have ready. Now they're trying to sell the vaccine that they don't have ready, and the thing is revealed to pretty much just be the fucking flu. Like it's kind of like the flu. And unless you're really, really old and in like hospice, or you're like an infant that just came out of the womb, you're going to get it and you're going to just cough for like a couple of days and then you'll just be fine.
Yeah, that's what I had it. It's just, it sucked. But here, I'm pulling up the picture of the little greenhouses. Like, you can see it on screen. Like, is that really, like, you can see the restaurant off to the side. It's like there's more room to breathe. There's more air and not these things. Is this really better? These little they look like greenhouses, don't they?
I also saw a fun screenshot too. I don't know if it's true, but the screenshot said that the Pfizer CEO didn't get the vaccine because he's like, well, I don't want to take it from a first responder. And then after that, the day the vaccine started to come out, he sold 62% of his stock in the company.
Yeah. And also you have a bunch of politicians all around the world who are taking the vaccine first to prove that it's safe, and they've proven a lot of the pictures are just fake.
Well, yeah, that's so easy to fake.
They'll like have the plunger all the way down and pretend to push it farther down to give them the vaccine.
They could just fill it with saline solution. Like, who the fuck's gonna know?
They didn't even think about that, though.
That's not hard to do.
They didn't even think that far. Yeah, they didn't even think about that. They were just like, just fucking put nothing in those.
Well, I mean,
I think they.
Oh my God.
They just put it on their arm and pretend to give them a little shot, and then they're fucking done. I don't have a lot of confidence in this vaccine, dude. I'm starting to believe the weird shit I see on the internet about like 20% of people who tried it had like strokes and genetic disorders and stuff develop because apparently it's an RNA. It's an mRNA vaccine.
It's a what?
Goes into you.
My mother-in-law is getting it like next week, so we'll see what happens to her.
I guess we'll see, yeah. But like,
good luck, Sherry.
Regular vaccines are just like a dead, like deactivated version of like a virus or a germ, and it goes into you, and your body goes, "Oh shit, what's this?" And it can recognize. It like helps your body recognize it immediately as a foreign thing, and doesn't give it a chance to like infect you. Too bad, or at all in most cases, but. The way these mRNA vaccines work is they actually they don't have a dead version of the virus in you. They go in you and they change your fucking DNA to be like immune. Like
that sounds like it's a really stupid idea.
Yeah, we're not really there yet. We're not really there yet medically.
Hey, are you guys still there? Or did I get something?
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
hear you.
We're talking about DNA, and Dave says DNA modification.
Oh,
no good.
What's going on? I can't hear anyone.
Oh no, just hit refresh. Oh, he can't hear me. Why am I even saying that?
Somebody tag him.
Dave F5. Dave F5. It happens on Discord.
His name is Dreamkeepers on Twitter.
Yeah, Dreamkeepers. David Clearly.
I don't know what happened, but Discord's awesome. Anyways.
If that happens, just hit F5. It just drops people out. It happens when we play D&D all the time.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Now I can. I don't know what was going on for a few minutes there.
But no, all I was saying is this vaccine changes your fucking DNA around in an attempt to try and make you immune to the virus. Why that's like the optimal way to do this is anybody's fucking guess. But
because it's how we're gonna get it's how we're getting anime cat girls. We're gonna modify them to be.
You know, if that was the case, I would say I'm all for it.
This
but
is
like
the first step, Hazen. This is the first step.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything that like. To my fucking DNA. You know how much shit can go wrong with that?
Dude, no, AJ and I figured out he's gonna take it and I'm not, and we're gonna see what happens. That's been our plan. We're just gonna be like, all right, there's two of us. We don't really care if either takes it or not. He's like, I'll take it, and I'm like, I'm a little more skeptical. So we're just gonna see. So week by week updates on the Snake Pit for people who took the vaccine versus not. Get that exclusive content here.
You gotta package that as like X versus Y sort of a promo. Get that flavor going.
Yeah, it's like, will Kit get the coronavirus and die, or will AJ turn into a cat girl and die? We'll see.
A cat girl and then die.
Yeah,
and then you'll blow up.
Yeah.
It also seems like there's people that are really too excited about the vaccine and all of this stuff, and it's like, why are you so? It's like one thing to be like, oh, there's a horrible disease, and this should maybe help. We're not sure. It's kind of brand new. It's another thing to be like, you guys, finally, the day has arrived. My foundation that does nothing except for fund vaccines, well, now it's really going to make one for every one of you. And it does edit your DNA, but don't think about that because it's got the best intentions. And it's like, you're just too enthusiastic. Something, I don't know, just seems weird.
Well, we were talking about it even earlier. People who are too enthusiastic about coronavirus existing and wearing masks and canceling cons. They're just a little too excited to be like, oh, we got to cancel another con. Why are you like so happy about that? Oh no, I'm very sad.
Because that's like the hive mind thing right now is like, yay, praise Jesus, they're canceling the con, so everyone's safe. Because if you don't say shit like that, you don't get invited to the next one when they actually.
We've seen
plus
that.
There's like a site. There's like it's bonus seeing examples of that, but it's also, I think there's a psychological thing where for a lot of people, this is their chance to crawl up on the cross next to Jesus without shedding any blood.
Oh God, I was talking about that this week as I finished a book, Matt Taibbi's Hate Incorporated, which is very good book about propaganda that. It's one of my every half decade I read a super black pill book, and it helps me not go crazy. But it was just like, well, there's two things humans love doing. It's feeling good about themselves and being lazy. And this whole coronavirus thing kind of encapsulates both of those, where it's like, oh, to do the right thing, stay home and watch Netflix till you die. That's the right thing to do. And people are like, oh my God, I'm a good person because all I do is watch anime and jack off till I die in my bed. And I'll die a martyr saving all the boomers. Like, you know, obviously that's the most extreme way to put it. But it's just kind of like, this is like the easiest way to possibly make yourself seem like a good person with like literally like if being good requires you to do nothing, of course most people are going to do it. But read Matt
and as we've
Taibbi's
discussed,
it'll blow your mind.
And as we've discussed many times on stream, that's why so many people want to be good by checking the right box on an opinion worksheet. And it's like, you're not actually doing anything good or anything at all. You just checked a box and it doesn't even have any application to anything. But you think that that's what makes you. It's like they want a way to be good where they can fool themselves. And that's it. That's like all that they're going for.
Yeah, that's what all the lunatics are fucking acting like too on Twitter, like Ken Penders and shit. It's just like,
I love Ken
Penders. How could you want to go out and infect people with this disease? I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Like all these people, like 3 fucking Twitter threads per day about how dumb people are who are just like, I don't want to wear a mask. Like, Okay,
I don't think it does
we get
anything.
it. Some people think that's dumb. Some people don't. We don't need 3 fucking Twitter threads a day for your stupid engagement bait shit. Like, are you even selling anything? What are you doing this for? Just to fucking like print all these fucking likes out and make it like mold them into a paper mache dildo and shove them up your fucking ass. We don't fucking need this every single day. My God, shut up.
I know the
the
people
best
who
use
do
for likes I've ever heard of.
people who do like the threads daily, and it's like you have too much to say. Like, shut up. Like, put it.
It's like people who claim to always be working too, and it's like a daily thread. I know I've said this before, but can MAGA bros please explain to me why it's okay? Like, why they think it's not okay? Why do they want to wear a mask? Can MAGA bros please explain to me? Yeah, well, first, what the fuck is a MAGA bro? I don't know. Is that like the people who run around with nooses saying this is MAGA country?
Yeah, those are
the imaginary people out there.
Those are very real.
Fucking,
they're all over Chicago,
Yeah.
Hazen. Haven't you heard? They're a menace.
yeah,
like
I heard
Spider-Man.
That. I heard that from Juicy. Yeah. It's a terrible fucking epidemic out there in Chicago of MAGA bros. Apparently, it's spreading faster than the coronavirus.
They got Jussie Smollett's house surrounded at all times.
Yeah,
pretty thick.
Good comment from Shannon.
I see like stupid people saying shit like that too. Like they're just like, you know, it's unconstitutional that I have to wear a mask. No, it's not. If a store tells you that you have to wear a mask, that's the store's decision. If a governor is governing the city and says that, then that's like something the local government has to do. Like, it's not violating your ability to go out and fucking do anything or say anything.
That brings me to a good point, because I went out and did some Christmas shopping this week, and I like to go to downtown and go to all the stores, and it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I like shopping for Christmas presents. I like it. But even when you're outside, everybody's wearing masks. Even outside when they're shopping alone with nobody, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, it seemed very strange because it was everybody, and it's like, you don't have to do that, but they do. I don't, because I'm like, well, I'm just out here by myself. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen? Like,
now there's something we have to do, or this will become permanent forever.
unless I'm misinformed, but permanent.
I mean, personally, I like to walk around and cough on people that wear masks when I'm walking in.
Colin! Yeah!
I'm gonna be like,
Colin.
Hey, buddy.
You're gonna die.
Oh, it's good to hear from you, buddy. I don't think I've talked to you since Halloween. Oh, man.
It's been a minute.
It has.
Yeah.
Last time we saw each other, we were watching Murder Party together, jacking each other
That was
off.
fun.
Murder
Oh yeah,
party.
that was fun too.
That was.
You have surprisingly soft hands for someone that uses them every day.
I could barely get my hand around his cock. All right, Colin, good to have you here, buddy.
Oh.
Zing.
That thing's a trunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is weird. It is weird to walk around and see like single people walking with nobody around for hundreds of feet, and they're wearing a mask. It's like, don't do that. You don't have to. It's just
You
safe.
realize too, I do think unless we do something specific, and I have an idea, it will be permanent. Because right now people are getting really used to it, and they're like, oh yeah, this makes me a good person. And the more people get used to it, and it's just accepted as normal, it's like coronavirus is never going away. I'm not sure if anyone still thinks it will, but no, it's never going away. It's going to be just like the cold or the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's the Trinity: cold, flu, coronavirus. It's going to be here forever. So at what point are people going to be like, oh, now it's fine to stop work? That point is never going to happen unless we actually do something. And I think what we do is we pick a point like next summer, and we're like, oh man, I can't believe finally, as soon as July 15th rolls around, that's the end of masks. That's the end of masks, is July 15th. And a shitload of people have to be like, yeah, July 15th, that's when we can stop wearing the masks. Finally, July 15th. We've got to set like a date and get it repeated and like hammered into people's heads like, yeah, July 15th, 2021. At that point, it'll be like over a year of mask wearing and stuff. But finally, it paid off. We did our thing. We can declare mission success. That's when we celebrate how good we all were to wear masks, and it's over. If we don't get some kind of big psychological push like that, then it will never end, ever.
We need to coincide it with like the Super Bowl or like some big event.
Yeah, or July 4th, maybe even like Independence Day, possibly.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be fun. We had a 4th.
Yeah, maybe line it up with Independence Day. It's the middle of the summer, so it's not like it's in the middle of flu/COVID/cold season. So yeah, I think. And I mean, after that, if people still wanted to wear masks on their own faces, like, of course they're welcome to. I think everyone should walk around looking like Cobra Commander. I endorse it. I think it's stylish. But
I don't.
Yeah,
I like being able to read people's faces. I don't like the mask thing. I don't like going to the gym with one on.
Oh God.
Have you gone to the gym with one on? It's like you're
I haven't.
You're doing like your hard reps or something, and you're trying to get some, your oxygen going. And you're just like, fuck. And like, it's like almost subconscious, but you find yourself like waiting because like they have little patrols going around checking for masks. You wait till the patrols pass, you pull your mask down and get some fucking air. Like, obviously, you can still breathe with it on, but you're just like, I need more air. I'm pushing a bunch of metal into the air. And I'm tired of breathing in my own musk. I know this is Planet Fitness, but I'm actually working out here. Listen, it's the closest to my house, and they wanted $400 for a registration fee at the other gym. And I was like, what's the registration fee cover? Oh, it's so we can enter it into our database, like the thing you're typing in right now. Yeah.
And you get a whole free month of working out.
That costs $400 for you to type in Kit Jaspering into that. Yeah. I'm going to go to... No, I actually told this. I'm like, you're going to waive that fee, or I'm going to Planet Fitness right now. And they're like, we can cut it by half. I'm like, so you want $200 so you can enter in my name into a system? Yeah. And I told them straight to the face, I'm like, you guys are terrible bargainers. Like, you have no idea how to haggle.
Yeah.
And I just left. Cause it's like, if you're not going to... That's ridiculous. Because the machines all work the same. They all push metal into the air. Just, the Planet Fitness ones are obnoxiously colored and surrounded by awful marketing slogans.
I wonder why you could hijack that, though. Because it's purple. If you just got some, like, green and some red in there, you could start doing some Joker memes in Planet Fitness.
Oh, I know. It's all... Dude, it's like...
Ancient gamer memes.
It's like you're working... Yeah, you're, like, working out in a giant, awful, fetid grape. It's like... I think it makes me stronger, honestly. Like, I have to, like... block it all out and still just be like, no, ignore the awful color scheme. No, ignore the propaganda and marketing. Just move the metal, Kit. You got this.
My favorite thing is the lunk alarm in Planet Fitness.
Yeah, they have.
Like
I've never seen it go off.
Too much.
I've
never seen it go off either.
If you grunt too hard, they'll set it off.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gym-timidating, they'll set it off.
Gym-timidating? Is that a word that's ever been used?
Have you been to Planet Fitness? It's all over. They've got it like no gym-timidation. And I think if the lunk alarms goes off, you should be allowed to kill everyone in the building. Personally.
It's like Space Station 13.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I fucking... I've never seen that shit go off, but it's just like, I don't know. I guess there are people that go to gyms that like have the balls to go to a gym and do shit that like can't deal with someone grunting like when they lift heavy weights, like or something. Like they can't deal with that.
You can't do it
those guys, like when I went back to the gym earlier this year. You can't do it too much. You can't. It's like,
but they don't have like a decibel level, so you can't check yourself. So you're just constantly like, I better not work out too hard, even though working out too hard feels awesome.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of point.
Somebody needs to get Frank Hassel out there, man. Dr. Don Wario needs to prescribe these bimbos some bimbo gas.
Dude, there's too many. There's too many Planet Fitnesses. We need hundreds of Frank Hassels crawling the globe, willing to strike at any time.
At the gym, I ran into a really passive-aggressive guy because there was this other dude that was like, lifting like raw and like dropping the weights like thumb on the floor, and I was just like, oh yeah, that guy's kind of loud, but whatever. He's not dropping them on me. I'm over here. It's fine. We got our own space. But then this third guy comes up to me. He's like, man, can you believe him? And he said it just loud enough that he knew the other guy would be hearing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep, he's lifting some weights. He's probably stronger than me. And he's like, yeah, I know. It's like obnoxious, right? And it's like, dude, if you want to go like bitch at him, don't try to use me as a way to launder your complaining. Jesus Christ.
Laundered complaining.
Yeah. You're my complaint buffer, my whiner line buffer.
Yeah, it's like, boy, I have an opinion, and it's a good thing I'm not the only one. It's like, no, just get take care of yourself. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't care about like Mr. McThrowweights. I don't care about Mr. Mc can't like deal with grunting. Just you guys work it out amongst yourselves. I'm not the counselor here.
Dude, I put in headphones and I do not take them out. I don't do it because people will try to talk to you at the gym, and I don't.
Oh my god, no.
They always do.
Shut up, leave me alone.
Hey, do you want to trade sets? Like, I'll do one. And it's like, no, please leave me alone. I just want to use this machine. No, we'll go on and on. No, I don't want to interact with you. No, last time I was there, I accidentally took my mask off when I was in the locker room because they let you do it there, and I forgot to put it back on. And when I came back, and when
They let you do it in the locker room?
yeah, you know that doesn't matter. They're not going to monitor it. That's the rule. But then I went back in because like, oh, I forgot it. I need to get that. You know, whatever.
I'm in the locker room where everybody poops and pees and farts. Like, this is the place to not have a mask.
They can't. And this is all real. They don't have their social fitnessing ads out, so they don't care about the locker room. But I went back in because like, oh, I need that, or they'll get on my case. So I want to throw my mask away. I was like, God, fuck this place.
You need in the bathroom though. We need to make some signs and like just stealth put them up in there, like signs in the bathroom, like, oh, no poop intimidation.
I mean, dude, you joke, but Planet Fitness, it's like, you know, you get it for like $1 a month or whatever, but you pay for it in your soul.
You need to start posting some gang weed fucking memes in there.
Nobody will see them.
Does nobody know?
No, well, no, I know. I know all
I'll
about
be
gang
right
weed,
back.
No,
Right back.
nobody will see him because everybody's social.
No, Dave's got some poop intimidation going on.
Oh my god! I guess
You're poop intimidating me right now, Kit.
I hate.
Is that like when you
like
give birth in the toilet out of your asshole or something?
I'm about to hit the lunk alarm.
They can.
I want to put some gang weed memes up though, just like making fun of Planet Fitness.
They can activate
It's like-
the people who work there can activate the lunk alarm privately. They don't even have to hit it. They can hit it under the desk at the front. So be careful.
You know what that reminds
What
me of?
happens if they hit it under the? What kind of pussy hits that under the desk? Like, what's gonna happen?
It
Like,
goes off.
I'm just gonna
and you
keep
get
doing what I'm doing.
embarrassed. And then they
That
say,
reminds me of
"Sir,
the-
you're being
You
a
get
lunk."
embarrassed?
I mean,
No, I'm on stage now.
I was gonna say that reminds me of the Guy Heaven Gym skit by the MDE skit, where like the guy drops the weights and he's like, "Hey, no, stop being so loud in the gym!" He like screams across the gym.
is that the one where
He's like chugging milk.
Yeah, that's
he's
the milk
like-
chugging one.
He's like, "You're
yeah.
gonna need to spend about $1,000 in milk a year at the store."
And he's like throwing
He's
up
like,
the milk.
I drink a gallon of milk a day.
Oh God. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't do that workout anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one where Charles has like the weird eyes and he's lifting weights, like grinning at that girl.
I don't think
It's like in episode 1 of World Peace.
Oh no, yeah.
I can't remember like what the idea of that was, but I just remember that visual of
It was
him
just
with
really
like the
weird.
yeah, the weird like sloth eyes from fucking Goonies.
The Brittany Venti eyes.
I will say-
the Ice Age.
One thing that you can do if you're not at Planet Fitness, like if there are advantages to not working out at the gym. Like if you work out in your basement or something, you can do all kinds of embarrassing shit that you can't do at the gym, like throw karate kicks or like punch a cardboard box and stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, you can do goofy shit. See, I can't do that because I have a dog, and he'll just get crazy. And then it's like, no, I'm trying to work out, and the dog wants to like gnaw on my arms. And then I'm like, well, I'll just work with the dog gnawing on my arms. But then he's making too much noise, so the floor bitch starts hitting the ceiling with her broom. And it's like, well, this is the worst workout ever. I guess I'll go to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, you can't really do much if you got a floor bitch living below you. That's the end of that.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
bitch.
She's the worst.
That's what she is. That's what you got to live with.
Dude, once you have one, it's like you can't do anything in your apartment without thinking about it. You're just like, oh, am I going to upset that bitch downstairs? Like, if I do anything in my own house that's normal.
It's like a troll that lives under a bridge, except you live on the bridge.
Yeah, right? And I can't even pay her to stop hitting the ceiling with a broom. She hasn't done it in a while, but it's because I'm paranoid about setting her off. It's truly a Kafkaesque trap. enjoying my whiskey
Man, I'm
because I've earned it.
good. You have.
Because I'm worth it.
I'm thinking of grabbing some whiskey in a minute.
Good. No, I know.
Are we drinking now? Are we starting?
I always drink when I do these.
I've been drinking some beer, but that's it.
I'm gonna pound down some Jade Oolong, so I'm joining the club. I'm cool.
Some Jade Oolong, is that tea?
Yes.
Maybe.
That's tea for that's whiskey for people that have MS.
Yeah.
No, I didn't drink when I first got my diagnosis. I didn't drink for a long time because I wasn't sure if I could handle it. 2, I was on a million different constantly rotating medications, and it's like, oh, you drank tonight, you're gonna feel terrible. It's like, so I just didn't drink for really like 2 years, and then I slowly was like, okay, I'll try a beer, and now I'm like, oh, cool, I can drink anything. Dan never showed. I know Dan. Well, I was supposed to do Dan's commission tonight, but he didn't send me the proper references. So I was like, hey, just pop on the stream and do it. But he just touched down in Tennessee, so he's still setting up down there. So if he doesn't, so we'll just keep working on this.
Is everybody else drinking but me?
No, I always drink, man.
Oh, I got an emote thanks to Rob Vito's gift.
Hey,
I got
me
a tier
too.
1 sub, Bonitis.
Oh, I got
Happy holidays, everyone.
This dude, Rob Vito, gifted tier 1 subs to Super Flat Psych, Blue One, Chris Bronze, and Ferret Studios. Oh my God, thank you. 25 emotes shared. Goodness gracious.
Nice.
And Jevy Bond, I don't know who that is.
What the fuck?
Thank you, buddy. The Christmas spirit is here on the Bonitis chat.
Excellent.
Hear me talking about Planet Fitness, and it's like, that's a man in dire straits. We need to help him. You think it's nothing, but then you start to work out, and then you have to work out at Planet Fitness. You're like, this is not good. This can't be. This should be against the Constitution.
I mean, if you ever want to come and work out in my basement and kick some cardboard boxes, that'd be fine with me.
Can you just talk to me about the black pill shit we normally talk about while I work out at your house? That'd be so much better than Planet Fitness.
Hell yeah.
That sounds.
We could bust out my laptop and we could put on Alex Jones while we work out. Think
yeah,
about
right.
that.
Jess,
We're breaking the conditioning!
Yeah.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, Liz? Oh, Liz is saying you should just work out in the dog park because you would look awesome.
No, dude, no. The dog. No, I've tried. The dogs swarm you because you're down on the ground. They're like, hell yeah, you're one of us now. They get all freaked out and they all pummel you. Remember, I told you at the dog park the dogger, you can't jog at the dog park because all the dogs want to bite you the whole time.
Oh, that's right.
There's a guy who tried to.
Is the dog park open? The dog park is open again. I know Big Gretch shut that down for a while.
It's still open, yeah, because AJ, that's the weird thing is that was my job for 2 years, and then coronavirus happened. We couldn't go, but then AJ started working from home, and he's like, well, I'll just take him. So I don't go to the dog park anymore. Which that's semi-fine, but I also kind of miss it. But it's weird. But it's
what'll stop them from biting you when you go on the ground, right? Just put Naruto headband on.
I used to have one of those too in high school.
They won't get you. No one will come near you, actually.
Your own dog will run away and get readopted by someone else.
They're too gym-intimidated.
They really do have those signs everywhere. There's so much marketing shit that's super gay at Planet Fitness. It's demotivational, but I like to imagine it makes me stronger and more immune.
It looks like the shit in Cyberpunk.
It
weird.
comes off as this is something a fake person would come up with, but it's real.
Yeah, like a joke ad is what it feels like, and it's real.
I want you to go to the gym, try to get them to set off the lunk alarm, and then when they do, just stop, stand, look at the person deadpan, and then put on a Naruto headband while making eye contact with them.
Yeah, and slowly,
I'm here to get pussy, bro.
Put on a
And then just
Naruto
keep going.
headband and be lowering my pants, be like, all right, this is it.
I'm here to get ripped so I can get pussy.
I should try when I'm done with my set to just see if I can set off the lunk alarm. And then just leave, because it's they're not gonna get rid of my membership.
Just go pull it yourself and run away really fast.
Pull it yourself? What, jack off?
No, like the alarm. What is it? Like a chain you pull?
There's
How do you
no,
activate
it's a button. Well, at mine it's a button, but like they can also set it up. They've got like how at the Quickie Mart they've got like a little button below the desk you hit when you're getting robbed.
Yeah.
They have that, but it's the lunk alarm for the people who work.
Do you think if Planet Fitness was getting robbed, they would?
Yeah, I was gonna say
the lunk alarm goes off.
So if they're getting robbed, they can't call the police.
We're not getting robbed. It's
like
just
a
the lunk alarm,
joke. Holy
please.
shit.
The lunk alarm
Police
goes
are
off,
coming, but the lunk alarm went off.
the lunk alarm goes off, and they just start shooting. The robbers just start shooting people.
Police come like. Police arrive like 47 minutes later. We heard the lunk alarm was pulled here. Do we need to intervene?
And like it sounds like a joke, the lunk alarm, but it not only is that, it says it right on the walls, and it has all the rules. It's like, don't make too much noise, don't wear a tank top that's too thin, don't gym intimidate. It's
Wait, they say you can't wear thin tank tops?
Yeah, you can't wear tank tops that are too thin.
Why not? That's like the spice of life right there.
It's gym intimidating, Dave.
Is the owner of Planet Fitness
a faggot? Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna
Why
say
are you
that.
intimidating me right now, dude?
Don't worry.
Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I can say it. Don't worry. That's why I'm part of Vivid for our permanent fag pass.
Yeah. Can they at least modify the sign so it's like this only applies to males or something? Like, would that be cool with everyone?
Yeah, if women want to moan while they're working out, then nobody cares.
No, I want both. All right, let me have something. But no, it's ridiculous. And the
someone at some point that went up to some chick in Planet Fitness is like, that tank top is too thin. You need to put on some more modest clothing.
I don't hairy gorilla chest.
I don't think I don't think in the history of the universe the lunk alarm has ever gone off on a woman.
That's my new goal, is to hire a woman like an actress
in there.
Hire like an actress and have her go into a Planet Fitness, and her goal is to set off the lunk alarm.
You're allowed to record in there, right? Because that'd be a good YouTube video. Oh, thank you for the like, Linda Wheeler.
Yeah, just put your insulin pump on, dude. Just record all you want.
Someone says you kiss your husband with that mouth. Because I said the F slur. I can say faggot. I married a man. You're being real fucking bone-intimidating right now, Bone.
Whoa.
Oh.
Planet Fitness fears the apex homosexual. Yeah, they probably do.
The apex.
I haven't gotten to go in like 2 weeks because I was recovering from being sick, and then it was catching up from being sick. I'm like, I haven't had time to go to the gym. Fuck. I was just getting back into that, and then CouchCon happened and made me ill.
Well, yeah, the CouchCon curse. You had to get sick by closing ceremonies every time.
I'm never allowed to be at closing ceremonies. We'll try again next year, guys. We'll see if I can make it without.
Probably gonna walk into a bear trap, like a bear trap half hour before. Like, damn it!
Yeah, Dave, I got caught up in an armed robbery. Oh, I was shot. So what you're saying?
I was at Planet Fitness and someone pulled the lunk off.
And then the robbers just took their guns out and shot themselves in the head.
Dave, I can't make it. The lunk alarm went off. Oh, wow. Understandable.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
I guess we'll cover for you again.
Man, I didn't mind Planet Fitness because I would just put fucking JoJo Bizarre Adventure on, and I would just fucking run on the treadmill. That's all I did there. Really,
that's a good show.
I
for
did the
working
machines,
out.
but
that's a good workout show because everybody's
that's the only
super
time I
ripped
could really
and stuff.
Care to watch it.
It's higher energy. Like you're like, all right, I'm good.
Part 2, oh my god, Part 2 is amazing to fucking watch while you're at the gym. Like,
Battle Tendency.
Makes no sense.
Hell yeah.
If you fucking like something else catches your eye, something like that, fucking you miss like 2-3 minutes of shit. It doesn't matter. It's fucking JoJo. Who cares?
Well, it's Battle Tendency. It's just lunacy. None of it matters. Yeah. It's just crazy shit. I love Battle Tendency.
And it's just a bunch of ripped fucking dudes like beating on other ripped ass fucking dudes.
Oh,
what else do you want?
It's the best. I'll watch that while I'm on the elliptical, and then when I do the weights, I do like music. But when I'm on the elliptical, I'll just watch like stuff about like buff dudes. And
it's hard to.
That's me. I'm
cool.
It's
hard to watch shit while you're on the weights.
No, I just listen to crap. But
yeah.
when I'm because I
I
warm up
listen to
half hour.
JoJo openings.
Oh, they're great for it. They're motivating.
Yeah. Great Days is like a fucking amazing workout song. Holy shit.
It's a banger. It's a banger. Part 4, baby. Good shit.
I think Golden Wind is growing on me too.
Oh,
or what is
wow.
it? Fighting Gold. Yeah,
Fighting
I didn't
Gold.
like that when I first heard it, but like as I listened to it more, I was like,
El Vento
I don't really like
Oreo.
4 or 5, but this is good. This song is good.
El Vento Oreo.
Yeah.
All that good shit. I get you. No, I pull that. I'll pull up like
Giorno Giovanni.
Giorno Giovanni. That throws me back because I was at C2E2 and I got my picture with a bunch of this guy who was doing like a different JoJo's cosplay every day. And that was it. That was the last convention ever. C2E2.
That was you. That was the last convention they had, and that's the one where you got COVID. You got it out of the way so early.
I know. I did it right. I went to a convention, got it before everybody was crazy. What a mess it's been since. Things were so simple then. Now you can't even say incel on Twitch.
Oh. Or simp.
Or simp or virgin.
So we're just gonna start calling simps tier 3 subs.
Yeah.
Or primes. No one can ban you then, says internet. Not internet aristocrat. Who said that? Internet historian.
I mean, COVID's been good to OnlyFans. Like that's been a huge boost to that website and that, whoever owns stock in that. Well, I don't have a job. What can you do?
That's true.
Yeah, you can show your butthole on OnlyFans. All right. Well, I used to work at Hardee's. Now I'm here. Same thing,
now
really.
I'm here, spreading my ass.
I mean, what would you rather do? Like spread your ass once a day or work at Hardee's? There you go.
What do you think is the odds that before another year goes by, we're all banned on Twitch and we've got to do this on OnlyFans?
That would be crazy.
I'll be game for it, dude. Nobody will pay me to do it, but I'll do it anyway.
What if we're all on OnlyFans and it's just like, subscribe so you can see our art? I mean, we might have to.
I mean,
that's not possible.
It's like, no, this is a serious potential thing we might have to work out. It's like after we're off of the last monopolistic streaming services that have taken like a vice grip over all of the internet. It's like, where can we go? Will we be streaming Snake Pit on Pornhub or OnlyFans? Can you do stuff for free on OnlyFans?
Yeah. It's just like having.
Kira's thing is free.
It's just like having a Patreon. It's the same thing, except you can post. Because Patreon is you can't post naked photos, but OnlyFans you can do photos and video.
Yeah.
I don't try to post anything nude on Patreon. Like, I hope that your account stays up, but even my commissions, I'm like, you know what? If the wrong person decides, oh, I'm just going to declare that the people in that artwork are 15 years old and contact Patreon, and boom, there goes your income. Because there's people that want to do that.
Oh yeah. No,
it's just fucking stupid. If they're gonna start doing that, they got to take down every Sonic thing.
But no, what you do is
they don't have to. They just have to take down whatever the person complained about, and then when no one's complaining, they go back to whatever. They can pick favorites, and if the person complaining lines up with kind of their view of things, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't realize this guy was alt-right. Click, he's gone.
No,
no. A lawyer might feel differently about that, but none of these people ever lawyer up when shit like that happens because they can't afford to.
Or what if they're international?
Why, my stuff, I was probably going to be drifting towards like cleaner stuff in general anyways. I've never been like a lot into porn, but I liked having like a little tiny spice on the side. I thought that was fun. And in case people are wondering why that's like vanishing from public visibility, thank the people that want us eradicated because they make it too much of a liability.
Don't let those people be in charge of your conventions. Like if you notice that shit from your favorite person who's a con organizer, maybe they're not great.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? People don't get to vote on like who runs their conventions. It's not a democracy. There's just the people that are in there, and it's like you're stuck with them for life. I mean, how would you change convention stuff?
All you can do is be like, well, I see they're acting like this. I'm not going to follow one. Don't follow them on Twitter no more. You can still go to the con, but maybe don't talk that person up as much as the greatest things in sliced bread. Maybe that person's kind of awful. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but it's a hopefully cumulative thing. It's the only way those types learn is, oh, suddenly people don't like me. They don't have thoughts. They don't have consciences. They don't have morals. They only respond to stimuli. They're a basic input-output system. So you have to derive them of that input. And suddenly they're like, no data to work with. I'm not a human. I'm a sociopath. I'm in charge of your conventions. It's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
Harsh, I know. No, I keep a barometer of porn artists, and my whole thing is the second some of my porn artists that I follow switch to OnlyFans, that's when I open an account, because I'm like, all right, if it came for them, it's going to come for me. I'm a smaller guy. Yep. These are the big guys. They've got more people watching them that want to complain constantly. Because they've got it too. They've got, oh, you didn't do my commission 7 years ago. I'm going to report you forever to the Patreon staff.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, like, I think everyone's got them. It's just, for some reason, these big platforms and corporations, especially when they think that, oh, this person lines up with me on, like, asinine social opinions and political stuff. It's like, if they get that vibe, then they will immediately, like, act as the trigger person and, just wipe out whoever they're directed at. So until that changes, it's just like, you'd think, like, big professional organizations wouldn't be so quick to just, like, wipe out customers and do these horrible things that destroy. They dominate the marketplace in a way where there can be no other competition. They're the only game in town. If you want to make a living doing this, you have to go through them, and then they kick you off so you can't make a living doing that. It's kind of a horrible dystopian system.
It's fucked up, but it's really just like people. You know how it used to be on like forums and smaller things where there were like weird little social click wars. It's that same thing, but it's just gotten much, much bigger, where instead of like, oh, I'm going to get them banned from my favorite anime forum, it's like, I'll get them banned from making a living. Because
get them banned from Visa MasterCard.
Because forums went away and stopped mattering, and now we just have these things. It's those same weird, spiteful, obsessive, jobless people. It sucks, but it's what's there. More and more businesses are getting privy to it, where they're like, oh, this is just like weird, crazy people and schizophrenics, like, fuck them. But there's still enough of them.
I noticed like every step we take with Vivid somewhere, like there's some lunatic like contacting people, and they're like, hey, just want to let you know, for your own safety, you probably shouldn't associate with these people. They're alt-right Nazi furs, and they hate gay people, and they hate black people, and they drew a snow leopard of Milo, so they're bad. And then like those people will contact us and be like, hey, what, like, is this guy a lunatic? And be like, yeah, that fucking idiot's retarded.
It's happening like, more and more. People are like,
business as usual. So goodbye, idiots. Like, we don't have to fucking worry about you. Shut up. Go back to your own hole. Go do your own thing. Leave us alone. Let us fucking do our thing.
It's like,
and he's legitimately talking, like, that stuff does happen, like every major event. Even after we were like, oh well, I guess this petition got us kicked out of Furry. Okay, we'll just do our own stuff. They've been coming after us, trying to sabotage our own stuff that has nothing to do with them. And we don't make like a big public stink out of it, because I kind of have the attitude of, I want to put attention on things that deserve it, like cool fan art and fun stuff that I make that I want to show people so they have a good day. I don't want to just put focus on like pointless, stupid, retarded slander. So, but no, that stuff does happen consistently. These people are just vindictive and they never stop.
There's some and it's always like weird, crazy people, and they don't. It sounds like I'm just saying like, oh, they don't have jobs, but they really don't. They're just guys who, and that's why they're able to post so much, because they literally do not have anything better to do. So mathematically, they have more time to do this stuff.
Some of them used to be convention staffers, but then they shut down their own conventions, so now they don't have anything else to do, I guess.
Well, so they could post full time about evil people like us. That's way more betterer. Conventions
that makes them much more virtuous.
Well, conventions happen once a year. What if you could fight Nazis all year? Think about it.
What if they could sabotage an event that's creating a singular opportunity for artists that got like taken out of conventions during COVID times? What if they could make so that opportunity vanished for everyone? Then they'd be a great person.
Shut up! Gotta fight Nazis.
It would be so good. I wonder, like, it's just like I wonder with some of these people like Nick Fuentes, like both sides of things. I always wonder if this stuff was not profitable, if they made $0 a year, or it actually cost them money to do this kind of shit, instead of it being something they can just hold up on Twitter and go, look, I believe the same things you do, and I'm a little bit famous. I have like 2,000 followers. Here's my PayPal. Boy, my tires broke. I need money. Like, if they couldn't do that, I wonder how many of them would continue to do it. And I'm willing to bet it'd be less than 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, I've got 2,000 followers on Twitter. How dare you? It's exactly where I've been at for fucking ever. Because David and I have talked about this. It's just growth has gotten extensively harder. It's always been tough, but boy, it's gotten crazy.
Well, by design, because I mean, even in addition to this, like, we can call it like peer level social friction, I guess would be a word for it, because these are people that supposedly we'd all be in the market of like, oh, creating independent stuff and running cool, fun events, and we're all sort of like peers. And it's like, yeah, but they're just trying to annihilate their peers because that's who they are. So, but in addition to that, like, broad scale, the internet kicked off, and the internet was where people could go when they didn't want to watch what was on television from these like stupid, horrible companies, and they could just go and share cool stuff with each other. Well, that took off in a big way, and now suddenly all these companies are like, oh, why is no one watching TV anymore? Oh, they're all on the internet. So all these huge entertainment corporations have moved in on the internet really powerfully to dominate that space and push out people like us. And they're not doing it necessarily. Well, I mean, sometimes they're doing it overtly, but even the social media platforms, they're set up to work with big companies now. They're given more leverage and whitelisting all these huge corporations. And if you're not a huge corporation, or if you're not on their little good boy list, they just disappear you. So it's not like it was even in the early days of the internet. Now your competition are the most powerful entertainment companies on earth, and they are directly competing with you on Twitter and every other social platform for attention. And the system is absolutely set up to favor them because they're insiders and they have all the money and resources and connections, and you do not. So growing in this environment is very challenging, but we are developing some kind of new strategies. And I think that, again, despite how challenging it is, even the Volume 5 Indiegogo is it's a good metric. We had our biggest campaign ever. So even with all this stuff against us, we're making some solid headway.
Big advantage is they can suppress us all they want. None of them are allowed to draw orgies. Dave, both of us are allowed to draw orgies still, so we've got that.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
It's something. Not going to see any of that on HBO Max, but my God, right here, you got 2 orgy artists. Oh.
I mean, how long do you think until they actually horn in on that territory too? A YCH orgy brought to you by MSNBC.
Dude, what do we even do? Like when like major companies are like doing furry YCHs, like I don't know what's left. I guess I'll kill myself. Like they took everything.
You saw where like John Oliver like had furry porn up on his stupid little HBO show.
Yeah, well that was.
I want to meet the person who drove this. I really do, white people. Please hunt them down and send them to me. I want to buy this picture.
Yes.
That's how it starts. And in 2 years, he's going to be like, I think I realized that I really am a bit of a furry down deep. I mean, I just like the art. It's not that I really am one. Then 4 years later, he's streaming himself drawing a YCH orgy. And then Twitch is shutting us down so that they can whitelist him and get him on the front page. That's how it goes.
Oh, that's going to happen with Twitch, by the way. That's absolutely going to happen. When these people get done with their fucking shows and stuff, they're going to move to YouTube and Twitch. And they're going to try to move to YouTube, but YouTube's going to already have like weird like contracts with some of these guys. So they're going to start going to try and mining Twitch to be like the first celebrity people on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they're going to fucking start shutting everything else down just the same exact way YouTube's doing right now.
And that's why, like, anyone listening to this that's also an artist and also doing their own comic, their own commissions, whatever. Again, your competition, you might think your competition is other like indie comic creators and other artists. No, that would be easy mode. Your competition is going to be Disney, CNN, MSNBC, Fox. Like, these companies are directly competing for your audience because they did such a horrible job making garbage that nobody wanted to watch, that television is dying. So now they're coming to the fertile lands that we built.
Yeah. I followed that John Oliver thing where it was Alice the Rat who did the thing that was on 1994 public access television, who was trying to get the painting from that, which he did get. Part of me was fascinated. Part of me was like, oh no, this is my territory. But I made sure to tweet out at their account when they were doing it. I was like, hey, I'll do an exact copy of that artwork for half the price if you want, and you can still just give the money to charity when you buy it. No response, obviously, but got out ahead of it. I was like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, so I'll make sure to make a better offer while you're selling out what I do to major corporate interests. Just to be able to say, you had a chance. You had a chance. It was right there.
Yeah, money. I don't think money's an issue for
Oh,
John
I know.
Oliver.
I know. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I was just, I knew what they were doing, and I was like, oh, well, I'll get out ahead of this, because that's my whole thing, is predicting things far enough in advance to make people really, really angry at me. But then when it happens, they're just like, wow, that's crazy. And then, remember when I told you that would happen? I'm still angry at you for knowing. I know. I know.
mean, you joke, but that's kind of how it actually goes.
I'm not joking. That's happened to me like this week. I predict things all the time. It drives people nuts. And then when it happens, like, wow, you were right. And it's like, yeah, remember when you got really angry about me about that? Maybe don't do that in the future. No, I'm still going to get angry at you. There's no money in it.
Do, Mom?
What's up?
You know what you should do? You absolutely should draw John Oliver's fursona in a furry orgy.
I'll stick him in there
and send it to him. And send it to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You should do that, dude. You talking about wanting to get your name out there?
I don't know.
Go on the show.
No, I mean a bunch of people did that because it was on the next episode. People were drawing like personas of him as like a parrot and stuff.
But it will be like a physical painting though. That's
if I can find a way to mail it to HBO, that's potentially something.
I'm sure HBO has a mailing address you can send that to.
They do. I don't know if they'd ever see it or not. Like a lot of that stuff just ends up in warehouses, but it's, why not? Why not try it? If I make it funny enough, it's worth it regardless.
Somebody opens that mail. They kind of have to open stuff, but because if you don't, you end up like Archie Comics and Sega with Ken Penders. But they'll have to open that, and if it's something that is funny, I tell you this, if you address that to HBO and they open that shit, and whoever opens it and goes, holy shit, and they're gonna fucking show that. They're gonna make sure somebody sees that and gets that to John Oliver, and then it's just a matter of whether or not he wants to put it on the show.
You know what you do is you send that, but then you also act as though it's like, all right, and you didn't finish your PayPal payment yet. There's one installment left, and then put your PayPal address on there as though John Oliver commissioned it.
Chat has a good idea of John Oliver meeting the snow leopard. I like that. I like where that's going. I could work with that.
Shaking hands with the snow leopard.
Yeah, like we need to. It's time for unity in the country, Mr. Snow Leopard.
Normally I would say it's like, oh, that snow leopard drawing, it's not funny anymore. It was like a little funny at the time.
People are still mad about it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, but that makes it keep on being funny. If you still get mad about it, then suddenly it's funny again.
I didn't even know who Milo was until you drew that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did, really.
No, I did, because Dave, this was before we were super close, but we had just done our panel together at MFF, and you said, oh, I'm doing a sassy person for our sponsor, and it's a snow leopard. I guessed who it was. I was, for some reason.
Oh, nice.
No, and you didn't tell me at the time, but afterwards you were like, yeah, you guessed it in advance. And I actually, because I remember I had to delete the FA post because too many people were giving me shit about it. But I even put on it, like, I technically drew this before Dave did, but I didn't post it because I saw the reaction he got, and that was a nightmare. I wasn't ready to deal with that. Maybe I should have, but I posted it on
the... Yeah, no guts, no glory. I mean, granted, it did get us, like, the furry community inveterately committed to... Well, actually, it wasn't even that bad until we did the petition, but the Milo thing got, like, the worst of the worst, being like, oh, you're... But it's like, it served as a really nice filter because we have not had to deal with those people being in our community ever. And that's been great for our community.
It has, because, we don't want those people that are upset by one silly drawing, like, who cares, from 5 years ago. But yeah, I remember when you put that up, I was like, I know who it is. And the reason, I can tell you how I figured it out.
Tell me.
You were streaming online and you were doing screen share and your YouTube recommendations came up and I saw a bunch of Milo videos on the right side. And I figured out, I was like, oh, those recommendations, those will get you every time. That was in like 2015
that's back when he was
though.
doing his college tour. The college tour was pretty fun.
I
There
mean,
was
yeah,
good,
it was just jackass
some
shit.
good people flipping out.
No, it was just people flipping out in public, which is always funny. Like, no, I'm not judging or anything. I was watching I fucking drew the guy. I followed his college tour. It was funny as hell. And then he had the pedo accusations come out, which were weird. And then he just disappeared behind a paywall. Don't really know what he's been up to ever since, but
yeah, no idea. I think Ben Shapiro actually killed him. He's gone.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
Benny boy.
Ben Shapiro's power is he can like take some Ritalin and then he just goes really fast like the Flash. He's like vibrates around you and there's too many arguments to deflect.
You mean
like? And then he grows from 5'2" to 5'5", and he's like.
He only grows 3 inches.
And then I grow 3 inches, and then he fucked my mouth.
And then I bend over and you fuck my little, what do you call it, bussy?
Yes, your boy pussy, your bussy.
And I bend over.
What's that?
My pussy.
Your boy
what is that?
It's your butthole.
What is that?
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, Dave.
He legit, he's not faking that. He does not know that term.
I actually heard it for the first time like a week or two ago, and I was like, oh,
just
I'm
a
gonna start
week.
using that.
Oh man, I've been hearing that for years. As everybody I know slowly learns to draw buttholes really, really well. It's been a strange thing to watch unfold over the last decade.
Is it slang for like a rectum?
No, it's boy pussy. It's B pussy, boy pussy, bussy.
Yeah, but like, what does the word refer to? Like, now I understand how they're like merging the words together. But so, are they referring to like a butthole?
Yes, that's where you fuck a guy. And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, pussy is a more appealing
between his balls and his. No,
listen, we all gay guys, we wish we had one of those, but we don't. We work with what we got.
Well, AJ is going to get the coronavirus vaccine, and that does upgrade your DNA. So.
Oh my God! If AJ turned into a woman, that'd be so weird. He wouldn't care though. He wouldn't care.
Half his face is just gonna stop working.
His beard will fall off.
No.
Oh, I love
all of his hair will just fall off.
No, he's already losing his hair.
What would you do if he suddenly stopped being autistic?
Did you guys hear AJ in the background just leaned in and said, "I know what you're talking about." Damn it! I thought he was playing Cyberpunk. Damn it!
Have you seen that fucking thing somebody did with the Cyberpunk ad where they just have like Keanu? It's like it plays the ad up until Keanu Reeves says the word "come," and then it stops it and has like the motivational poster thing. He starts playing the theme. It's not even funny to talk about it, but just go look at it. Go look up Cyberpunk. In this city, you can become.
Words.
He invited Foxler onto his live show. No, Milo did have a furry on his live show. We watched it on the stream because I was like, oh, we got to see this. It was just like some random dude, and it was like a week or two before MFF. And then he was supposed to show to MFF and burn the convention to the ground, and then nothing happened because we were there, and nothing happened.
Yeah, that was a gigantic like, I'm going to do this thing that will be. I can't do a Milo accent, but he was making. He was talking
like people were worried.
And then a whole lot of nothing happened, and it's like, well, that's in stories we call that a setup and a payoff, but there was no payoff. But no, he had like some I forget who they were on his show.
He wasn't going to get to come to that.
It was like
but they were talking they were talking about Foxler though, and it's weird because they were in the context of like, oh, there's so many horrible evil pedos and furry, and we are against that. And then they're like, oh, but Foxler's so cool, right? And Milo's like, yeah, I've heard great things about Foxler, and it's like,
that guy's going to jail.
do you not know who you're talking about or anything? It's like, I guess he didn't do 2 minutes of homework. It would have taken a Google search to figure that out.
Yeah, because Foxler's, he's been like Billy, a buddy of mine. He's been filling me in on the Foxler stuff, but like that guy's gone to court and like he's just fucked. Like he's going to jail for soliciting child pornography. Like that's just happening.
Wow, that happened after he said that though. Like
it was ongoing. He was scheduled for court, and then I think it happened this summer. Like the court system's slow. Like Foxler has always been. One, he's an attention whore, but two, like he's just not a very smart person. Like if you look at how he types like he can't read, and people.
I mean that makes sense.
But people took him
like pedos tend to have lower IQs.
Yes, but people took him seriously as like this is a threat to the furry fandom and LGBT people everywhere. And then I looked, but me personally, I was like, all right, let's see what he's up to, and I'm like, this is like a person who's almost illiterate, and you're saying this is the biggest threat? Like this is someone who can't type. And people are like, yeah, we gotta get rid of him. It's like, yeah, this is just like a mentally ill person.
No, that reminds me of fucking. There was an episode. I can't remember. Sam's been doing this new series on his Gumroad. I can't remember what he calls it.
Quick correction.
World Daddy.
It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't
He had like 3
child,
episodes
sorry,
of it.
hold on. Just quick correction. It wasn't possession of child pornography or anything. It was literally sexual assault against a minor. So like, yeah.
Ooh.
And people are, but it's from like a guy who's illiterate and can't talk, and like this is the biggest threat to our fandom. It's like, no, this is like something just the police need to handle. He's just like a weird piece of trash.
No, that reminds me of but like this is the new like series he's been doing on his, and he was talking about some pedophile on there, and he was like some pedophile from like Alabama or something. And they were trying to make it sound like this guy was like really smart or something, and then Sam was just like, "It's like, are you kidding me? Have you fucking met people like this? They're like, I wanted to have sex with a girl, but I can't."
No, like that's
real. Yeah.
It is like they're actually like they're like retarded people, and not in like the funny like, oh, you're so retarded. Like literally mentally stunted people, and they're like, no, I want to fuck children. I got into access.
But I can't, because then I'll go to jail.
And this sounds like we're just being awful people, and we kind of are. But no,
like
actual pedophiles, it's like, oh, they're like really, really fucked, and they're really, really stupid. Let's just put them.
Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes they're like extremely functional. People.
There are the savvy ones, yes. But like sometimes you meet them, and people are like, this is the scariest.
Those always tend to commit suicide in jail, though.
Sometimes like there was a guy on To Catch a Predator one time. He was like,
oh my fucking god,
he was like really handsome. He showed up on like a motorcycle. He had a wife and shit.
Oh my god.
And they were just like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? And he's the whole like, I don't know, I've never done nothing like this before.
Yeah, no, you'll see that all the time on that show where it's just like people who are like, oh, this is like a sub 60 IQ person. Like they don't know what's happening. Like, and you almost feel bad, but they also wanted to have sex with a 12-year-old. So.
See, most people
there's something wrong with those people.
They're not
fucked up with them.
They're
their
not.
Brains.
They can't be in like regular neighborhoods with families. Like they're.
They do need to be like isolated away from society. Some of them, in my opinion, need to be just removed permanently.
That's why oftentimes what will happen is that the people will actually buy them like their own private Caribbean island to go live on, and then that's how you kind of get them out of the neighborhood.
Wait, that's how I get one of those? That sounds shit. That sounds awesome. Can both
you have to be friends with the Clintons, though.
So, well, you do have to be.
I don't know how bad you want it. Yeah.
I did tear up that Clinton Cash novel on stream.
And then they're going to record you to show that you were on the island and use it as blackmail in case you ever try to go into politics.
But all I have to do is go.
You do have to tour their mansion in Chappaquiddick and tell Hillary that the interior design is amazing.
Listen, if the fishing's good, I'll do it.
It's amazing.
I would. It'd be like, ooh, I can go bow fishing every day instead of this. Ooh.
True.
See, it starts to get tempting. No, there's there's that big mall they retrofitted into a prison just for sex offenders in California. Have you seen like the documentaries about that place?
No.
Dude, it's wild. There's this old abandoned mall, like the Dead Mall up here. People bought it, they retrofitted it into a prison, and they're just like, we don't know where to put the sex offenders because we put them in jail and they just get murdered or beat up or raped or whatever, so we just put them all here. And they just wander around in there, and it's even got like pseudo storefronts. Louis Theroux
just like a real mall.
Yeah, no, and that's
a
just
bunch of sex offenders wandering around,
and they sell them guns in case they want to kill themselves.
No, they just walk around in this place.
That'll be
There's
3 play coins,
hundreds
Gordon.
of them, like probably like over 1,000, and this is just where they live in this mall. Louis Theroux did a documentary on it. It was on YouTube for a while. I don't know if it's still.
Oh, it's a Theroux.
Louis Theroux.
Fuck, I gotta see it.
It's why he just walks around and interviews people. It's like another. It is literally watching like another dimension. You're like, this is a thing.
This is on Earth. Am I in America right now? Yeah,
like I want to go there as like a vacation. Like, oh, I'll pay like $100 to tour that for a day. Just put me in an orb so none of them touch me. Like, you know.
Yeah, the pedophile safari zone.
I'd go to that. Most tours suck. Like, can I throw pester balls?
If you look
at
over
them?
here, here's a guy who molested a 13-year-old girl just wandering around in front of the Route 21. He thinks someone's going to come out of there.
You've played
he doesn't know.
You've played Pokemon Flash or whatever. Can you throw pester balls at him? Like, he's a rapist.
Pokemon Flash?
Yeah.
No.
Pokemon Flash?
What was it called?
Pokemon Snap?
Snap.
Is that anything like Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, Snap. Sorry.
Pokemon Triple X.
I was trying to remember what the word was. Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
To make it humane,
I want
you
to
have
throw
have
pester
them
balls
opt
at
into it.
pedophiles. That's all.
Yeah, but to make it humane, you have to let them opt into it. So you'd have to give the pedophiles a small cut of the ticket sales. But if they would agree to that, then you'd basically have like an amazing new pedo Disney World like safari experience. Can you imagine? You could do that with different kinds of criminals too. You could have like, and now it's on to Murderland. You know, it could be.
And if you look to your right, you'll see one guy fucking his lowly body pillow.
Listen, as
like,
long as I can
Alto
throw
body
shit at him,
pillow.
I'd go to all these things. Like, all I care about is hiking, fishing, throwing pester balls at pedophiles. That's amazing. That's
and like,
a vacation.
like when you're in line, like that's the area for the white collar crime. You can just kind of like look at them as you like wait for the real stuff, you know?
Yeah. See? Anyway, this is those
It's like
guys.
one of those aquarium things so the conveyor belt takes you through.
Those guys
Yeah.
that run that pedophile mall where they keep them all. This is a business opportunity. Is while those guys are getting their pedophile pedicures at the mall, we can throw shit at them.
Wait, do they have like actual like the stores aren't just like for show? There's like stuff they can go in.
There's
do
like
things?
stores there that they can spend because you know when you're in prison you can spend money on stuff, and there's like stores and places to visit because they gotta have something to do. Like there's not enough
Just
to
let
do.
them kill each other.
No,
Do they? I mean, it's prison. Do they have to have something? I thought the whole
no,
point was that you
they
like
just
lock them up
want-
so they don't hurt.
They just wander around in this giant mall all day. That's all, and there's like stores, like you know, it's not like Hot Topic or anything, but
Jesus Christ, that is! I gotta watch that. I tell you, my favorite Louis Theroux documentary was when he was walking around talking to like white supremacists.
which one? 'Cause
And, like-
he's done that a few times.
It was one. I think it was like KKK, and he was, or no, it wasn't KKK. I think it was just like a bunch of different things. Maybe it was Volksfront. I can't remember which like loony white supremacist thing they were talking about. But like he went into these people's houses, and it was like this skinny tan dude and this pale like porcelain white, fat, ugly like 3 teeth woman.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, well, like they had like had him over at their house for like 2 hours, and the guy was finally like, "So what are you?" And he's just like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "What are you? Like, are you white? Are you Jewish?" And he's just like,
I've seen that.
"Is
one,
it okay if I don't answer that?"
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, I did like the whole thing. They do that. Oh my god, they do that fucking stupid redneck shit where they cannot fucking speak English and they don't know how to express something in like a clever, sly way. So they just make up like the dumbest sounding shit in the world. They're just like, I just want to know who's been in my house.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Louis Theroux, he's been in your house. What if he's Jewish? Is it gonna leave some kind of Jewish stink or something that infects your children? No, it's like Louis Theroux. He's been all over the fucking world. Nobody ever dies when he visits them.
He's just the guy who goes and looks at people who shoot at aliens with mind rays. My favorite is the one when he goes to the swinger's house and he's just at the orgy the whole time. I really like that one because I've done that and it's exactly what it's like. I was like, this is completely accurate to what it's like to be at an orgy. I can relate to that one. What is the other the one where he meets the alien people and they're like, you gotta fend off the aliens with these helmets. What's the helmet do? You can shoot at them with your brain. Does it work? Yes. And he's just standing there with this goofy looking thing on his head, shooting the aliens with his brain. He's like, am I doing it? Like, yeah, you're fending off the aliens, dude. And he's like, oh, that's good. Like,
that sounds fun, actually. Can we do that sometime?
Dude, no. Louis Theroux documentaries are awesome. He's like what John Ronson does in prose, Louis Theroux does in film.
Nice.
Yeah, his documentaries are really great. He never really like goes into it with the goal of like changing anyone's mind or like anything.
He does
like
not
that. He
talk
literally
to them.
just goes to
He
places.
He asks them questions at best. He does not try to change their mind. He just is like, all right, what do you do? All right, show me. All right, you're fucking on camera. Great. All right. like.
Yeah, like the white.
Isn't that what a documentary is supposed to? It's like,
yes!
That's like what a documentary is supposed to be, though. It's just documenting.
He's the guy doing it.
Yeah, he like when he went to visit, like maybe it was Aryan Brotherhood, London Megawolf was saying, but like when he went to visit like the white supremacists, there was like a woman who had a daughter, and he's like, while the daughter was at school or something, he's asking the mother, he's like, what would you do if you're?
I've seen this one. Yeah, she's got the twins that she's trying to make into pop stars for like white supremacist pop music.
Yeah, and she's just like, he's like, what would you do if she came home and said like, I met this boy and I like him and he was like black or something, and she was just like, well, that would not be allowed.
That wouldn't happen.
And he just like, he never like comes out and says like, what you're doing is completely stupid, but he'll just keep like asking questions. That's kind of what I like about him is it's like, it's not laid on thing. He just lets like people, it's literally an expedition. He just goes and like explores the way people feel about things and why they're doing the crazy shit they're doing.
And like that lady,
very educational.
That one's crazy because my favorite part is she makes, instead of hopscotch in her kitchen, she uses duct tape on the floor to make like a swastika and has her like two little girls play like hopscotch in a swastika, and it's like, this is so fucked. And then they go to the recording booth and sing a song about how great white people are, and it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? And you know, he's British and he's in the middle of like, you know, fucking Arizona,
Kentucky or some shit.
He's like, what?
Yeah, was it Arizona?
It's
so
like the
weird
middle
what
of the
people
country.
get into. Like you can get into a lot of things too much, but it's like, of all things, like you have a swastika on your floor. Like what do you like? Just go like they lost the war. Like give it up.
No, and it's that one's crazy because it's all the mom. Like she's divorced from the dad. And it's the mom is trying to make white supremacist pop stars out of her daughters, and they're like, it's the weirdest thing.
Something that is never gonna happen. Yeah, it's just like so delusional and shit.
And they seem like the nicest little girls. They seem like completely sweet, normal little girls, and mom's just like, sing about this, and they did. You know, they did.
Yeah.
They don't know any better.
They're gonna grow up to fucking hate white people too.
Yeah.
It's like forced into them. But like, you know, it's not even like they have like an iron cross or like a swastika or something. It's just like, yeah, like we don't really believe the stuff they believe, but like my grandpa was, you know, he was a fucking Socialist Party, Workers' Party guy. Like they, you know, they're just like, nope, Nazis. We like Nazis. We hate blacks. We hate Jews. We fucking hate all this stuff. We're Nazis. That my daughters are going to be white supremacist pop stars. Like that's like what they have that there because of that. Like you'll see if you come to South Carolina, you'll see a lot of people down here still with like rebel flags and shit on their truck, but they'll have their black friends sitting up front in the truck with them.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's not really like, that's what people like conflate those two things like they mean the same thing or something, and it's really not
quite.
Not to people who don that shit most of the time. It really isn't that way.
No, when I lived in Alabama,
Pretty
that's
sure
how
like
it was.
that wasn't even like the actual Confederate flag too, wasn't it, or something? I can't.
That was, I think, it became the Confederate flag, but I think the original was similar to that. I don't really remember, but like I know
original
that
it was a rainbow flag, I think, because it
it was purple, it was pink, blue, and white, I think, with stripes.
Yeah,
but
that sounds right.
The rebel flag now, like that's what it's been iconicized as, like that's what people remember it being. And there are people down here that fly that because they fucking like them blacks, like they fly it because of that, but that's like less than 1% of people I know that fucking fly
those
that
bluish
shit.
people.
Yeah, they, like it's crazy. It's crazy how like that has become like the idea of that. Like most people down here just know that's not like what that is.
Yeah, no. When I lived in Alabama, that shit's everywhere, and most of the people are just like, no, I just like they don't even think they don't think about it as much as like your average like New Yorker reader does. They're just like, I don't know, I just like it. My dad had one. That's all they think about the Confederate flag. Like
it's just it's just
they
a
don't
symbol
read
of the South.
They don't read much into it. They're just like, yeah, that's just around. I've seen it a bunch. I like it. I saw it on the Dukes of Hazzard car, and that was cool.
Yeah, it's like that kind of shit. And the thing people will say, and I'll say that this is like a fear I kind of understand, is that like, oh, well, a lot of these people probably don that flag to like, signal to each other they're in this thing, because that is like a real thing.
That happens. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that does happen. I believe like that's, if you are to wear a shirt with that or have that on your fucking truck or something, like be prepared for people even who are around here to kind of question, like, I wonder if this guy's a racist or not.
That's literally a scene
like
in the Dukes
that's the
of
way
Hazzard
that should
movie.
go. It should be a question. Yeah, it should be a question. It shouldn't be, oh, that guy's got a fucking Confederate flag. He must hate black people, and he must be white supremacist and Christian, and like, I don't know, maybe.
Also, I will say, don't be fooled by a simple little color change either. I'm saying, if you really think about it, Great Britain, it's pretty obvious. It's the exact same flag.
Actually, question from the chat.
Am I wrong?
No.
I mean,
there's some interesting.
The British were the ones that originally promoted like
those colonizers,
like British supremacy and stuff, like in the.
Colin, you need to decolonize. There's a Vice service you can buy.
Charleston was one of the first fucking successful colonies by the British. So
Charleston.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Charleston. It used to be known as Charlestown, but it was one of the first colonies in America that actually like kind of thrived.
It is.
So I think Amazon needs to stop selling British flags immediately, because we know what it's a symbol of at this point.
Oh no!
I think you can still buy a Nazi flag on Amazon.
I had a Union Jack full print T-shirt. That thing looked cool as fuck. Hazen answered it in the chat, but just for audio's sake, someone asks. Actually, I've been meaning to ask Hazen. Have you ever ran into one of those coastal New York City, California leftists who moved in and acted like a crazy bitch?
Yes. Oh my God. I used to work with this guy. There was a guy, and I don't know if this is like a common thing, but it was a man with a beard named Angel. I know maybe there's something I don't understand, but if I was a man named Angel, the first thing I would do when I turned 18 would be change my fucking name. Like if my name was Melvin, I would do that too. But either way, he was from LA, and he was one of the nastiest, most fucking like rude people I have ever met in my fucking life. We worked at a call center together, and he was like he was talking about something in California to somebody, and he always talked like this. Yeah, hey, I gotta call my mom at like 3, so I gotta go on break, okay? Like it was always like super fucking loud, super like skull piercingly fucking like directional and shit. It was just like, dude, calm down. Like everybody can fucking hear you. Like out here, man, we don't talk like that because it's just like there's not cars and shit everywhere all the time. But like he's like yelling and shit, and like I got in like a conversation with him because like I never met nobody from California. I was real young. I was like, I never met nobody from California in person before. Like, what's it like out there? It's cool. Like nothing else. Okay. And then he said something about time zones one day, and I was like, "Oh, is California 3 hours behind?" Yeah, it's 3 hours behind. And I was like, "Oh, I thought there was another time zone." I was like 18 again. I was like, "I thought that you guys were 4 hours." Nope. Like he just would interrupt you. And when he left the call center, he was trying to sell his headset. Now these headsets, they charge you like $20 for them out of your paycheck when you first start. It comes out of your first paycheck. Your equipment,
dude. Oh yeah, when I worked, I worked at a sandwich place, and they made me pay for my hat and shirt. Like,
yeah, okay, well that's if you get to keep it, I guess it's whatever. But maybe you don't want it. But either way,
I don't really want
we had to pay for these
a
headsets.
Mr. Goodsense hat. Like, I'm not gonna wear that around.
That is true. Well, these headsets were like $20, and you could keep them, and they were, back then they were the type of headsets that were compatible with like any kind of fucking call center. So he's leaving to go back to California, thank fucking God. And he's talking about like in a group email to the whole call center, which was about 100 people. He's like, "I'm leaving. I'm going to sell my headset. If you want it, make me a fair offer." And I just emailed him and said, if nobody else wants it and you don't want to take it with you, dude, I'll give you $5 for it. That way I'll have a spare, and he's just like, he emails me back with this like 3-paragraph response about what an awful person is. He never liked me. I said, make a fair offer. For $5, I'll gladly keep it or just throw it away. It's okay. I've met people from New York. I've met people from Chicago. I've met people from London. Like, I have never in my fucking life I've met people from fucking like Beijing and shit. I have never in my life met somebody who is so fucking rude as the people I've met from fucking like downtown LA and shit. And there are some good people in downtown LA, don't get me wrong. YOLO Swag Studios, one of the chillest motherfuckers I've ever met. I love hanging with that dude. But there's something in the water in that fucking town, man, and it creates like these cretins that just go out into other states and permanently move there and vote blue and try to change everything to be California. I hate California. Let me leave. Wow, this place isn't like California. Let me make it like California.
Yeah.
Oh, I know Texas is feeling that now. I got some Texan friends who are like, dude, all the Californians moved in and it sucks.
They need to. I'm dead serious. They need to build checkpoints or something. Like they need to stop that because that's an organized invasion, in my opinion.
Well, like, is it organized or is it just like a semi-natural but not good thing happening?
I think it used to be semi-natural and not good, and then like these Antifa tards got wind of like, oh, we could just do this. And there's people on Twitter now talking about, I can't wait till enough of us move to Texas to turn that state blue.
Like, why do they want to do that, though? If, like, Texas is this awful hellhole that they hate.
Because they are fucking lunatics, dude. They're control freaks. All they fucking want is, like their ball team to win every fucking election ever.
To be as miserable as them.
Like, because I grew up with a super evangelical Christian thing, and, like, their whole mission in life supposedly is, oh, we're just going to convert everyone to Christianity. That's the only reason we live. It's just to make sure that, like, this is the exact same thing, like the Antifa people. It's the exact same thing. They just have a different set of bullshit around it, and yeah, that's it.
They just don't have a super old book to back it up, but it's the same thing. Oh my God, that was loud. Jesus Christ, sorry, I got a subscriber. Panafong KG. Oh boy, that sounds like a Korean account. Please don't be like a bot.
Panafong? No, that sounds Laos.
What? Okay, it's all Southeastern Asia. That's like the same place. Laos.
It's all the same country. Whatever. They all got taken over by Japan for a while.
I'm very, very racist, so. I don't know. The guy's never left a comment or anything, but he's following, so that's cool. Thank you, Mr. Guy from Laos or Cambodia or Hawaii.
Tell us in the chat. Tell us in the chat where you're from. Yeah. I want to know who's been in my house, boy.
Tell us in chat which one of us was correct and therefore the least racist.
Yeah. Long is like a Laos thing for future efforts. Anybody? What?
Colin deserves that award.
Some good comment.
I need the most racist award.
The most racist award.
Oh no.
I wish we lived in a world where we could have a joke award like that at like a convention or something.
That would be funny.
No.
I would have the best acceptance speech.
My dad.
Yeah, it would just like Bone would win it just because like he was like, oh, whatever, I'm racist, I don't care. Like, and everybody knows he's not actually racist, but it would just be like a funny little trophy he would get of like a weird inbred white guy in a hood.
I'd put it in my glass case next to my Gundams. Here, I'll put that on camera. I'd put my most racist trophy right next to Heavy Arms, the Marlin, and Ava Unit 6. There you go.
Basically, the life that we have experienced, except the only difference is the trophy is you're not allowed to eat.
Oh my God! Dude. I get
you just won the prize. Oh, and now you're not allowed to deal at conventions anymore. Congratulations! It's like everything except the part where it's actually fun and people understand it's lighthearted.
Well, what sucks is that I talk about this stuff, and it used to be, oh, you got banned from something? Everybody's going to be like, oh, fuck, that's awesome. You're so badass. What a rebel. People don't give
Thank you, Cody Wiles, for the new like.
People don't give a fuck anymore. They,
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking I would give like a long-winded speech about like, well, you know who really controls the media and the banks and all this? Of course. We all know. I'm talking about the Irish.
Oh no, AJ's in trouble.
The Irish potato famine was the worst event in all of human history.
Those goddamn leprechauns.
Oh my God, AJ
with all their gold.
AJ'd feel it. My extremely Irish husband.
It's like Italian people and Family Guy. Oh, whoa, hey! They fucking grab their heart and fucking freak out when somebody starts insulting pepperoncini or something.
I want to read comments real fast. People are saying, honestly, those fucking city folk. I was a guy from SoCal. I have to express my condolences. I've spent more time in LA than I ever wanted to. You're right. Something's in the air and water, and it's not right here.
Dude, I've seen people move to there and get fucked up. Like, people from here move there and come back, and they come back changed.
Something's wrong with their brain.
No.
It's like...
They've been
I know some people that
adrenochrome.
It happens too. Yeah, probably. It happens in Seattle too. I had some people I knew that moved to Seattle, and it was like flipping a light switch. They just.
Well, yeah, we had some major.
Went berserk.
We had some major Vivid supporters who moved to Seattle, and then they turned into. I mean, I can't tell the story quite yet, but one of them I accidentally tracked down. It was like, oh, that's what happened to them. They moved to Seattle, and then this.
Yeah, it's like, I
turned into Play-Doh.
Don't necessarily want to put anyone on blast, but it's interesting. Some people change their opinions very quick based on their environment and who they're around because they have. What is the quote actually? There is nothing so suited to the age of the time as a weak will.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Was that Plato? He probably knew what he was talking about. Who's
I think Nietzsche. I think.
All right. Well, he was. Like
I think that it was Nietzsche. You're right.
German, Greek. They both start with G. Who cares?
Yeah.
No, I get you. No, my best friend from college. I've talked about him a few times, but he was a close friend. We worked on stuff. He helped me do like when we pitched False Start to Warner Brothers. He did the animatic. Like we were tight. He moved to Seattle. Yeah. He turned into a crazy person. He's still he's not only on the outs with me, he's really on the outs with like my in-laws. Like he really tried to fuck them over. And we've tried to reconcile, we've tried to do anything, but he's so crazy. It's like you don't know even what to do. You're like, hey, I want to be friends with you, and like you can't talk to them like a person because they're like an alien. And you're like, what do I can't say words to you. Like all words mean the opposite thing. Oh, it's nuts.
I knew we have a city like that down here. That's our capital, Columbia. I knew a guy who was always kind of like a weird guy, but he was funny. Like, you know, he'd be down with like racist jokes and stuff on Xbox Live, like everybody else was. He would call people faggots and stuff like that. Like, you know, he was just like a normal guy in fucking like 2006, 2007. But he moved to Columbia, dude, and he like immediately all he was about was like got arrested at a protest again today.
Columbia.
Yeah,
wait,
he moved to Columbia, and then his penis went inside his body.
Wait, Columbia and which state? Because there's a Columbia, Missouri. So
some guy told me today at this rally that we went to for Obama that I should just go join ISIS. And like, yeah, shit that never happened for 400, dude.
Well, hold on. Which Columbia though? Because there's like a Columbia in every state. Oh, hi, Ditko.
It's South Carolina,
Oh,
our capital,
okay.
Columbia.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there's a Columbia, Missouri, and like weird shit happens there. So, Ditko's in the studio.
Well, Missouri is a state of fucking weird shit. I'm sure you know if you've been there.
I lived there. Trust me, I know.
Oh God.
Ditko's in the studio, and everybody likes.
You live anywhere near Independence?
No, I lived in St. Charles, which is just right outside St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, let's see. Here's Ditko. Everybody who likes the Dit Cam. He's by my nest of wires. You can see.
Dit Cam.
Everybody, dude, people love it when I put. It's hilarious. Almost every time I put Ditko on camera, I get a new subscriber. It's just like, Ditko, you're so profitable. It's all I love about you.
You should get him a little camera thing that hangs off his collar, and just like have that be Dit Cam when you stream. Just hook it up through Wi-Fi. Wherever he goes, people can just see him.
Yeah, he's got a little.
That'd be cute.
He's got a little bed under my desk because he likes to hang out with me in here during the workday, and
next to that circulatory system of wires over there.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking, dude. I've got a PC, not a Mac, so if you want to stream, that's your setup is Wire City.
It looks like that under my desk too.
See, GF Andrew, 1981, just subscribed. I put the dog on camera. I get subscribers.
Wow! Thank you, GF Andrew, for liking cute dogs. Yeah.
Now you got to get up to a tier 3 so we can make fun of you.
No, I try to put Dick on the camera.
And then he can be a little pea pig.
Oh, tier 3, you get a little pig emote.
I do need to set up like a little emote or something to play. I wish like Twitch allowed GIFs and stuff because I've got that great GIF of the Lombax.
They do,
character.
yeah.
Well, no, I can't.
Not for emojis, but for like a subscriber alert. Yeah, you can have a GIF.
No, see, I didn't finish though. I want to do that GIF of the Lombax lady growing the giant horse cock. I want that to be the subscriber GIF. I can't do that on Twitch.
Well, you could do that for a little bit.
You could do it for a few people, because that's a really good GIF that a buddy made for me. I need to learn to make GIFs on my own out of my artwork. I've got enough. I can make something, but.
I can teach you how to do GIFs.
I can look it up. It's just, okay, I've got to get XYZ number of paintings done today. Oh, Dick goes out of here.
I can show you the way.
I can figure it out.
Shimmering motion. Bone, come with me to a world where your art comes alive. A whole new gift.
Wow, you get Dave.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
A new subscriber on Twitter.
Oh, a new subscriber on Twitter.
I didn't realize Weird Al Yankovic was in the chat.
You know, or man, you can't do whatever the fuck you want.
Listen, I'm just saying, it would be great if when people subscribe, that GIF of that lady would show up and she'd start with a vagina and end with a giant horse cock. That'd be funny.
That would be really funny.
Thanks for the subscription. Like, it's funny. Everybody loves it.
How long do you think you could get away with a Larry Boy growth thing?
Yeah, well, what if it was just Larry Boy? Like, it's like a censored picture of a Larry Boy and it just gets bigger and bigger, like, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll be right back. The Liz requires my attention. Uno momento.
The lizard.
Art stuff.
All right, time to talk shit about Dave. Go.
Oh, go. He doesn't have any Larry Boy GIFs.
What's with that hat, huh? What's with that hat? You're a meshy.
I made a thank you, Okuyasu. I made Dave in XCOM once, and they have his hat in the game, so it just looks like him.
Do they?
Around. Yeah, they've got a little.
Two.
That's the one I've got. They've got. I mean, I've played both, but this is the one I've been playing more recently. Is they've got.
Oh, probably a PS4 though.
I am, yeah. But they've got like a little trilby hat, and you can even turn it red. And I made a pretty good approximation of Dave that could get killed by aliens.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm back. Something about killing Dave approximations. What is this?
In a character creator in a game where you create squads to go in and fight aliens. This is the video game series XCOM.
Oh yeah, some people made some ones of me that died.
I was just saying I could do that, but remember when there was that guy on So I actually have an update on this because there was a guy who was really into both of our work that made characters of both of us. It was like you with the red hat and me with the pink tie and the cigar and the aviators. And he'd give us like constant updates on Twitter about how we were doing in our battle to save the world.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, he's not gone. That guy, Ranger of Texas, he just completely turned off social media because, it's bad for you. But every con I go to, he tries to get a hold of me, and he still gets commissions, everything. He's just like, no, I just don't do social media anymore. Made me too unhappy.
I mean, he's pretty smart. If I didn't have to do it for work, I would not do it.
Same. But because that was my only point of contact with him, when he went away, I was worried. I was like, oh no, does he hate us now? Did he die? What did he do? But I saw him at a con. He's like, oh no, I just don't do social media. He's fine. It was like, yes, win-win. Everybody wins. Yes.
Yeah. We should see if you've got his email still. Maybe we should see if he wants to come to the next Beachheads because I'm excited about that.
He would like that. We could talk. We didn't talk about because I've talked about it with you today, but we've got some big plans for Beachheads based on the stuff I'm good at digging up. So.
Yeah, I think we can talk about it. I mean, we're not promising anything. We're just saying, hey, here's what we're looking into. So.
Yeah. So our, we did the Beachheads meetup in September. Now we don't necessarily do it at the same time next year, but probably still like a summer-ish time frame.
I think it's going to be based on like when fishing season is for what we're going after, probably.
Yes, exactly.
Are you guys into the boat thing?
Yeah, our big plan was because I've got all these maps that have all in my house that are all these like different places you can pick up fish and like, oh, here's a good shoal, or here's where the water congeals in a weird spot, and like you can catch walleye here. Is we want to do a Beachheads meetup that's not only at that time, but we want to use the time frame to rent a charter boat and bring out as many of these guys as possible and just catch probably walleye, I'm thinking, based on the time frame.
I've heard this area is really good for walleye.
Yes, if you do Detroit in mid to late spring, walleye is amazing. And I've got maps that show the spots, but what we want to do is just rent a big charter boat so we can all go out there, have a good time, and somebody else drives the boat so we can all just drink and catch fish and do whatever we want all day, and then we're done. We go home, and I cook the fish, and we all eat it. That's our idea for Beachheads 2. We're going to try to make it work. No promises yet. It all depends on time frames, logistics, money, but it is feasible and doable. So we're going to try to make it happen.
We're going to be, literally charter fishing boat. That would be so fun.
There are plenty of charter fishing people that go out of Detroit on that river, especially at the walleye time of year. So if we can just hand off a lot of that responsibility to some boat captain while we all hang, boy, that boat captain's going to be like, yeah, there were these guys, they came along, they seemed nice, but they were all like a bunch of pudgy white dudes that wanted to talk about like fucking cat girls or something. I don't know.
And then in the middle of the lake, they started having
three of me.
Then once we got into the middle of the lake, they just started having an orgy. Yep.
Yeah, they had an orgy. This other guy started drawing it. Like, it was weird. But they tipped well, so, whatever. That's all those boat captains care about. I've told some of my charter fishing stories on stream, so, those guys, they don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll fit right in, says Shannon. Yeah, Shannon, show up for the walleye fishing trip furry orgy. You'll love it. I'll protect you.
And I mean, it'll be... I'm pretty sure too we'll have some more stuff planned, just like the first Beachheads, where there's probably going to be some gaming. Maybe we'll do poker again. Maybe we'll bring some board games. But
manga.
Maybe yeah.
No, he's referencing a very bad anime convention ad. I know what he's doing.
I don't get
Garugamesh.
Yeah, I was going to say Garugamesh. Oh boy, I'd like to attend. Yeah. Obviously open to any gender. Just last time it was all dudes except for Liz for a while until she got cold and Ditko couldn't keep her warm. So
yeah,
Liz was cuddled under a blanket with my dog and was too chilly. So
it was cute watching them try to stay warm though. It was kind of adorable.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know if the dead mall will still be there. That thing, who knows how long that'll last. That was fun, though, playing poker in the dead mall.
It was also fun when that guy ran out. He's like, "Hey, would you please videotape me playing soccer?" And then security was like, "Stop him!"
What the fuck? What happened?
Yeah. God.
There was a guy that wanted us to film him doing soccer tricks, but we weren't allowed to take video on the premise of the mall, apparently.
The way he introduced it was he came towards our group, this like big hairy guy, and it was like late September. It was kind of chilly and windy. He had shorts all the way almost up to like hugging his nuts.
Short shorts.
Like super hairy legs, just like striding towards. He's like, "Hey, who wants to make $20?" And so we're just
Dave immediately said, "I want to take $20.
Easy $20."
While he was doing this, I'm like driving my truck around, and Dave's like following some random dude with a soccer ball. I'm like, "Dave, what's going on?" He's like, "I'm making $20. Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
Well, because he explained to me, it's like, I just need to do soccer trick. I'm going to do a cool soccer trick, and for my channel, I want you to record me doing the soccer trick. And I was like, "Oh yeah," for like a few minutes of recording you doing soccer tricks. For the sake of another creative individual making stellar content, I will help you out, sir, and I don't even need the $20. But that's when mall security had other ideas.
And then Vivid Publishing picked him up, so.
Yeah. So his video will be dropping from Vivid Publishing, vividpub.com, probably next year.
Do you think that video ever came out? I'd love to find it.
I want to find it.
Yeah.
I hope he uploaded him getting chased by security.
No, he wasn't videotaping security. It lost opportunity.
It was just...
It was actually an ISIS training video.
That was what was so fun about Beachheads, though. Was
Easy $20. Just put on this jacket.
Like, that was what was fun about Beachheads, though, was like everything we wanted to do happened, and then some extra stuff happened.
Yeah. Like, I was getting, like, an actual convention vibe when we were in the hotel room doing, like, Jackbox games. I was like, no, this is, like, what people do at conventions. We're having a convention. Oh, my gosh. And it's not actually that difficult. We're pulling it off here.
Yeah, and the food was great, too.
Thank you. I try.
Yeah, it was. It was good.
That was... that was all... The food was on me, but I like cooking for people. So that was fun. And then, then we went fishing the one day, and we cleaned all the fish at my place, recorded a podcast while doing it, and then cooked, like, in my apartment complex. Like, that shit was wild.
I know it wound up being, like, really late, but we were, like, midnight, we were grilling bluegill out under the stars, and it was freezing, and it was awesome.
It was a good time, though. We all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's hard to complain about such a good experience. And we're gonna try and do it again. Well, I don't think it's even just to try. Like, we're gonna do it again next year. But it's just a matter of how do we do it up even more. And my idea was to expand it into a charter fishing trip for as many people as we can get on that boat. Charter fishing trips have a limit, so it'll probably be limited to like the first people who sign up for the Beachheads meetup. Everybody else will have to wait on the beach and wait for us to come back with our quarries. So,
yeah, we'll give them some games
quick.
or something. But I will say that one element is because I'm sure the charter boat's going to cost a lot more than the pavilion did this first time, so we might actually have to charge a ticket price for people that are going on the charter boat, so we can divvy up the cost.
Yeah, we might have to charge extra for that, but like they're not that expensive. I've done a few charter fishing trips. Like they cost money, but they're not unreasonable.
Well, especially if the boat carries like 5 or 12 people or something, and split between like a bunch of people, it's not going to be too bad.
It's not so bad. Yeah. And if we do it at the right time, we could catch a whole lot. If not, I'll run up to the store and grab some stuff that's already been caught and processed, and we'll cook that. Don't worry about it. Dave, what are you working on? It looks like what you're working on says Garlet.
The Garblet. It's the clothing store in Andaruna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The last thing I was working on before this was the Christmas illustration, and this is the holiday special Prelude. So, kind of coming down to the wire, but it's been a busy winter here.
I'm reusing my 2012 Christmas cards, so.
I probably should have done that. If I was more together, I'd be like, I've got so much older Christmas art, I can just post it on social media as the day approaches. But again, it's like, I don't have time to be on social media. I've got to be exercising. I've got to be getting business stuff lined up. I've got to organize like meetings. There's so much to do.
You too busy fasting?
Yeah, too busy not eating. I don't have time for anything else. I gotta sit here and not eat some food.
I gotta think about. Oh, I'm not eating. Oh, so intense. Ugh.
It takes my full attention. Yeah.
It does. I go over to his house and all we do is not eat. It sucks.
It's like, Boone, you want to come over and not eat for a while?
Yeah,
I still got to get a. I still got to get a list of like what I can eat to AJ because he asked me for one and I still have not given it to him. So I gotta.
Because I tend to be Mr. Grill Master, especially during the summer. So I wanna make sure you're accommodating and be like, wow, kid, that looks delicious, but I must not partake. Oh.
Yeah. I'll get a list to you, but basically, if it's a plant that's growing and it's raw and it's not any kind of grain or corn or white potato or white rice, Christ, I'll just make you a list.
Whoa,
Sorry.
No corn. So wait, with no corn, can you not even drink like whiskey?
Well, I'm not supposed to really have any alcohol. Although supposedly, if you're going to have alcohol, worst case scenario, you don't want to have alcohol with gluten in it, so you don't want to have like a grain thing like beer. But whiskey is distilled. If it's really, really distilled, if you have to have some alcohol, like you got to get like super distilled whiskey. But
well, you want to no, you wouldn't want whiskey because that's corn. But depending on what it's distilled from, there's certain things.
What about rum?
Yeah, rum.
Just drink Everclear.
Yeah. I've had.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
have you had Everclear?
I'm probably just gonna be.
That's
I'm probably just gonna be on the. I'm probably just gonna be on the tea train because that's
It's okay.
I don't know. I don't want to mess around with this because it's a thing where it's like, oh, if you have a flare up, sometimes you get totally better and then sometimes you don't. So it's like I don't want to be like, I'll just loosen up, have a little drink, and then it's like, oh, there goes an eye, you know.
Listen, I know all about flare ups.
Just falls out.
Suck. They would, dude. Like that shit happens. You're like, oh, I had a flare up and now I can't feel my left arm. Like for a week? No, forever. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Liz. Oh, I could explain. That'll be a fun. Liz says I could explain to you which nuts I can eat.
Oh, please do.
So,
which nuts can you eat?
So first,
it's mine. That's it.
Oh my God! I walked right into that. Liz, did you? You bitch!
Oh my...
You knew what you were doing.
That's the loudest I've ever heard Liz laugh in my entire life. She was so happy with that. Which nuts can you have in your mouth, Dave?
You set me up.
In mine.
I trusted you, and you set me up. You stabbed me in the back. I trusted you.
But
You're
Dave,
the one that I trust.
I'm only
trust
12.
no one, not even
Dave,
yourself.
Dave, can I not?
Or no, this is a porno. Dave, I'm only 18. You can't do that.
Dave, can I?
Liz, I can't hear what you're saying over the sound of other people making fun of me.
Dave, what we're asking is which of us can nut in your mouth? I mean, no.
Shut. Stop. This is cyberbullying. I call cyberbullying on all of you.
Cyberbully 2077.
I'd play the fuck out of that game.
Okay, so if we record it, then that can be the first OnlyFans exclusive for when they kick us off.
Oh yeah!
outdoor nut experiments.
What's your favorite creators getting fucked?
Outdoor nut. I'm gonna die.
Oh no!
No, we got to give it a JAV title. What would the JAV title be? Like, I told my friends what nuts I could eat, and now I'm gargling their balls. Volume 6. Wild legume adventures in the outdoors.
I mean, the book doesn't say I can't have it.
The low in sugar.
I don't know how many. How many carbs are in semen?
Not a lot.
A lot of protein, I think.
Even protein,
okay,
not so bad.
A lot of chlorine.
Oh god.
Chlorine in semen?
Yeah.
What, really? Like it's a pool?
Like that, yeah. Chlorine, just a chemical. Yeah. That's why sometimes that shit smells like weird, like pool cleaner shit.
Does.
Sometimes.
It does. Listen.
Not something you hear about and on Pornhub, but yeah.
He's not wrong. Don't ask me how I know.
I mean, I know how I know.
You know how I know you are gay?
That's my dad's favorite joke, all right? And ever since I started dating men, he hasn't gotten tired of it. He's like, I'll be visiting my parents, and he'll have a few vodkas too many. My dad's a big drinker, and he'll just be like, hey, and like, it's my dad, and he'll be like, hey, you know how I know you're gay? I'm like, how, Dad? How do you know? And he'll just start laughing. He loves it. And you know what? I'm not going to take it away from him because I love my dad. So
that's very
so he doesn't answer the question. He just laughs.
Because he knows. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's like, hey, I know you're a gay
you were
kid. I'm
holding
like,
each other
yeah,
ever
Dad.
so gently.
Because, Dad, you were at my wedding. It was in your backyard. And he's like, yeah, it was.
What a great dad.
My dad's awesome. He's the funniest fucker.
Oh, man.
Like, people, has
I like when people laugh more at their own jokes than other people do.
Yeah. No, my dad laughs at his own, you know how I know you're gay joke. Like, he loves it every time. Like, I'm looking forward to visiting him for Christmas.
Like, he starts like, choking.
He does! Like, I'm going to visit him for Christmas, and I'm looking forward to him laughing at that joke. But, Dave, what kind of nuts can you gargle?
Well, first of all, they have to be sprouted.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means that they're attached to your
No, it does not mean that. It means that.
I'm sorry.
You might not be aware. No, that's not what. You might not be aware of this, but many nuts have harmful lectins and phytates in the skin, and those phytates and lectins will be dispersed if the nut is submerged in water for 24 hours, because then it thinks it's going to sprout. It gets rid of the toxins and gets ready to be healthy, and then you take it out of the water, dry it, and then you can eat it. It's a simple thing.
So
just sprout the nuts. Why is that hard? Just sprout the nuts. Just sprout the nuts. Just 24 hours in water.
Dip your balls in water.
So you gotta shave. First. Is that what you're saying?
That earned me a like from Ethan Frazier. Ethan Frazier, you have a good heart.
So what you're saying is you gotta shave first, or wax, or which one?
No, I'm not even walking into this joke anymore. This joke is done. I will not tell you about my nut protocols because you have not earned the right to hear about them.
Listen, I'm just saying I had an allergic reaction to having my nuts waxed. I tried that, so I get you.
Don't joke about. Don't joke
He's
about.
trying to desprout him.
I dated a Brazilian. They're all into the waxing.
Holy shit!
You date a Brazilian?
That doesn't even sound safe.
Dude, they're Brazilians. That's what they're into. Okay.
You guys are making things up, and you're joking, and you're not making facts.
Wait, I am very curious. Like, you can have your balls waxed?
Oh yeah.
Sounds painful.
How?
Yeah, it is painful.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like I have put like Veet and I put like Veet and Nair down there to get shit off, but
dude, it hurts.
That
like,
even kind of is a little dangerous.
It hurts like fuck, and if you have an allergic reaction, it sucks. But also, the ingrown hairs that happen because of it, those ain't yeah.
Oh my god,
it's not worth it. Just use a trimmer. That's what I'll say.
Just watch Trimmers 3.
Trimmer, not trimmers.
Oh man. I never even thought about the ingrown hairs. It turns it into like a pineapple of pain.
It sucks. Yeah. Don't do it. Well, like people are like, you just wax your butt.
You can use like Veet.
Well, you see a lot of gay guys. They're like, you just wax your butthole. It's like, what about the ingrown hairs? They don't talk about that for a reason, because it sucks.
That sounds like literally I would think I had like ass cancer or ball cancer.
You will. It's the worst. You'll be like,
what is ass cancer?
Dude, it hurts like fuck.
Like, what's this lump?
People are just like, I just want to have a nice, clean pussy. And it's like, yeah, but then you've got these giant yellow pods back there. Fuck that.
I heard that if you get like a laser pointer, can't you just permanently remove the hair there?
Yeah, any laser pointer.
If you can afford to have laser hair removal once a month, yeah, but that's like its own thing.
Wait, once a month? What? Well, I thought it was permanent.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Oh
no! To kill the hair over and over.
Don't you have to like pluck it or something for it to be?
There's channels on YouTube where you can watch it. It's like these people go through with like lasers and little X-Acto knives, and they pluck the hairs out. It's awful.
Hair removal shit is like permanent hair removal shit. I've known people who like tried to do that over the course of like a year, and it's still like they still have hair wherever it was they were trying to get it removed. It's not even reduced.
It does not give up. Like I said, I dated a Brazilian. They're like Brazil is at permanent war with body hair. They know what they're about. So that shit does not go away easily.
Yeah, if you're a fucking dude who likes to not have hair on your body too, holy shit! Like,
well, that's why I always
best
get
option. Really,
I don't give a fuck about any of that.
Well,
yeah.
Listen,
I don't like having like hair everywhere, but I got Georgia blood in me, so we're all like gorillas, silverback gorillas.
Like, most chicks dig that anyways, so.
Some of them do, some of them don't. But like, your best option really is like an epilator. It's painful, but it gets the hair out for a while.
Of course.
What's an epilator?
Yeah, then you do the Brazilian wax.
An epilator is that thing on uniforms on the shoulders bone.
That's an.
Yeah.
Call it. Okay. What's an epilator?
I thought you like fuck dudes. You don't know what an epilator is?
No.
I don't know what an epilator is.
Yeah,
it's strap in. The magic school bus is taking off. Here we go.
It's like a tool you roll on your legs and it literally just like tears the fucking hairs.
Oh,
out,
those. Okay, I didn't know what those were called.
Without wax. Yeah.
Okay, I know what the. Okay, once you said it, Colin fucks more dudes than me, so he's a little more on the.
Yeah,
I'm just married.
Well, you would know maybe, yeah.
Sorry, Colin.
The dudes who like to keep it smooth because they want they want it to, when they pull the pants down, they want it to like look like a girl back there, like fucking.
Well, yeah.
They use those epilator things, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in the furry porn chats, and it's like dudes that are just praying with their masculinity. Like, no, I'm bi. I swear. It's like the girls you want to fuck are just the guys you want to fuck are just girls with dicks. Like, come on, let's calm down here.
They've watched so much porn that they can't tell the difference.
They can't. No,
Yeah.
Oh God, I could get into that. I don't want to get too crazy, but the stuff I see doing advertising in porn chats, I'm just like, oh no, your life is in such a bad place.
I don't get what the big deal
so
is.
Much
Yeah,
porn
like
that they like just like start like being attracted to like guys that look like chicks or whatever.
Oh yeah, like it's like you're not gay.
Yeah, that autogynephilia shit.
No, autogynephilia is very real. That's a very real
I think
thing.
that is
Isn't aren't like most I don't even know if I should say this, but
go for it, please. You don't got anything to lose.
I'm pretty sure that most like transsexuals are like autogynephiliacs or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's like a big thing you're not supposed to say is that, well, maybe you're not trans, you might just be autogynephilia, which like that shouldn't be a bad thing because it's not. It's just like, yeah, you just like think about what if it was like I was a chick sometimes. That's cool. But it's like, no, you're trans. And it's like, no, I'm just having a fantasy.
Well, plus, if a person actually is trans, then it should be easy to explore. It's like, oh, what if I'm not? And then they explore it, and they're like, nope, I guess I am. So I don't know. I don't understand it because I don't have to deal with that. But I imagine it wouldn't be a huge risk. Like I've explored, oh, gee, I wonder if I'm straight or not. Like I'll think about it, and it's like, yep, turns out I am. So it's
I tried to suck Dave's dick, and he was not into it. Like, he's straight, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
I was just like, sorry, no, this is just it's not working for me. So
a good litmus test for that is like when you were like young and before you ever watched porn, if you kind of felt like maybe you were trans, then you probably are. But like, if you only felt that way after you watched like a bunch of porn and then you graduated from like regular porn to like, I'm gonna watch lesbian porn now. I like the lesbian porn because there's no dicks. And then all of a sudden you find yourself like wondering what it would be like to be the chick. That's probably autogynephilia. That's literally the process that happens.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think it should be an enraging thing to bring that topic up.
Here, I'll bring it out. Like, I've got a female character, and like that's just a fun thing for me to have. It's not like I'm like, oh, I always want to be this. That's my thing. It's like, no, it's just fun.
I think it's healthy for people to explore that shit sometimes, dude. Like, how do you know for sure if you don't like kind of like explore it?
Well, the author, Grant Morrison, who's a favorite author of mine, he's a comic book writer, he brought up the idea of, he calls it a fiction suit, where it's just something you put on so that you can go into fiction and try and experiment and learn about new things without fucking up your physical life. And it's like, oh, I just put on a woman's suit to go into this, like, fantasy. That's
He's making a woman's suit!
Yeah, yeah, I know. It sounds crazy, obviously, but it's not real. So it is just an entirely experimental thing.
I I think that a lot of people's persona stuff is like that, and I don't know. Maybe that's why I never had like a use for that at all. But like a lot of people who create these things, I think it's just like a way to insert themselves into like some sort of fiction somewhere, whether it's something that's already created or something they created. I don't think that's unhealthy. I think like as long as you're not obsessed with that, as long as that's not your main goal for fucking living is to get people to like your stupid fan fiction version of yourself, then like that's fine. Like there's nothing really unhealthy about that to explore that shit or explore other things you may feel inside yourself that way. Like I just don't see the harm.
If you're, I work with a lot of these people, and you see it. You know when it's like, oh, this is someone having fun, exploring, trying new things, or just exploring something they know they're about, versus the people who it's like, this is a problem. Like you just know the difference almost instinctually. You're like, oh, this person's fucked up, versus this person's having fun. It's almost black and white.
You probably have more of a sixth sense for it because you've had more subject matter to go through.
Yeah. No, I was talking about it with some friends this week because we were just looking at different people, and I was like, person A, that person's got a problem. Person B doesn't. You just, it's almost, Dave, I think you're a smart guy. Like you'd be able to look at case A and case B and be like, that's the good one, that's the bad one. And I think most people will be able to pinpoint it pretty easily and accurately.
Yeah, I'd be like, sprouted, unsprouted. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's what you meant when you looked at my balls and okay.
That's why I was down in there. I was like, Colin, I'm just checking to see if you're trans or autogynephilia.
Sprouted or unsprouted?
No, the autogynephilia thing, like, it's like you're not allowed to talk about that. I actually read a book about it earlier this year that had a whole chapter about, like, oh yeah, autogynephilia is a thing, but you cannot talk about it in trans communities because it's like, no, you don't have that. You're trans. And it's like,
I've read a couple studies on that before, but yeah.
And it's like, this is so much simpler than they want to take a bunch of hormone injections and have very, very costly altering surgery, and if someone wants to have the surgery,
they can't go back after that.
Yeah, like that's the big one is you can't go back. Like emotions.
And it makes you infertile, among other things.
Yes.
I think like a lot of the trans people I know just are not. They're like, I'm never gonna get that fucking surgery. Like we're just not at a point in medicine where that's like a viable thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not going to look like the art you commission, and, that sucks. I wish you could. That'd be cool. Like, everybody wants to look like, oh, I want to look like
It'd be great if we were in a position where that was, like, a possibility, but then there's one girl I know who, like, she is in, like, really, like, she's been looking around at, like, doctors in the Philippines and Taiwan and stuff that actually are, like, they have, like, good reviews for this shit.
Still, that's getting risky.
Like, that sounds scary, but like these people are like world renowned for this one type of surgery because other doctors just don't fuck with it. They're just like, no, I don't want to.
Well, that's
too risky for me.
They get sued.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's too risky for the doctor themselves. But I don't know. There's like more lax laws or agreements that are available or something in Taiwan. I don't know.
Yes.
But like she's basically said, I basically like, don't you kind of know that even the best results for this shit really scary? People don't. It doesn't end up like being like what you think and stuff. And she's just like, these are the best people, and I really, literally just don't care. I'm going to kill myself if I fucking have to have this dick on my body for like any longer. And I'm just like, whoa. I really hope you live because I like you. I think you're cool.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're my buddy. Like, I don't care if you got a dick. I think your dick's cool. I'll suck it if it'll keep you alive.
Cool dick's a hip dick, man. Like, learn to love it. But some people can't just
I love it,
dude.
I wonder if we get to the... Oh, go ahead, Colin.
No, I was just saying, maybe they should talk to a therapist that isn't just telling them that they need to do that necessarily, though I don't know.
Yeah, well, you'll see that with a therapist, where that's like their first go-to because, once again, the therapist
you should just transition. It's the answer to everything.
Most of the trans people I know they only talk to therapists like where it's required to get like HRT and shit.
Really? Okay.
And like they usually don't really therapy them much about them being trans. It's just like, are you having any suicide? It's like all like the fucking like checkbox type questions. Like, are you having any suicidal thoughts? Are you having any mood swings? Are you having this? No. Okay, then we can continue with HRT. And of course, even if you're having that shit, you're going to fucking say no because you're this far along now where your shit's starting to girlify, right? So you can't like get stuck in between. You have to keep going. So you're not gonna fucking say, yeah, I'm having suicidal thoughts. Like if you say some shit like that, even if you're not trans, like it could fuck your life up.
Yeah, no. Well,
so like people just don't
earlier.
say it.
Yeah, no, you don't want to get stuck in that.
Actually, there's a little bit of overlap here with like the multiple sclerosis stuff I've been researching too, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I want to get the stem cell transplant therapy. I just want to get that. And it's like they've been doing clinical trials, and it's like, yeah, some people can get it. But a lot of times doctors are like, no, it's a little too risky. You don't want to do that. So they'll go overseas and have it done somewhere. And the stem cell transplant therapy, granted, it's progressing to the point where in the future it might actually be equivalent to a cure, but it's so dangerous because first they have to wipe out your immune system. It's like the rates are better, but like I think as of 2008 there was like a 5% fatality rate in people that tried to get it done.
Whoa.
So
all right, don't do
so
that.
Yeah, but I mean, especially like, and that was from clinical trials that were like in, you know, Europe and United States and stuff like that. So if you're flying out to like Tahiti to have like Dr. Fajita take care of you, it's like, good luck.
Dr. Fajita, do you know a Dr. Fajita or
Dr. Vagina?
Dr. Vagina, yeah. No, chat's asking, like Bone said earlier, they put you in a psych ward if you admit to those thoughts. I've got a lot of thoughts about psych wards. Yeah. I've talked about some of it on stream, but I've never gone full into it. I could do a whole stream on that. And I'd be willing to because what are you gonna do? Call my boss? You're gonna call Dave. He knows all this shit. Like it's like, yeah, I don't talk to me. We talked about it at Applebee's together. I don't care. Please do. I would appreciate hearing about that. It's not a very common discussion. Yeah, no, I don't mind. I don't like to necessarily trot it out as like, yeah, man, it's so hard and my life's miserable and please go to patreon.com/me. It's
me with 8 E's.
But I do think the system's fucked up, and you know, even in this stream tonight,
dude, yeah.
Even in this stream tonight, I don't know about like
in other countries, people say it's like a little bit better, but like in America, I can only speak for the U.S. shit that I've seen. They basically lock you up somewhere and treat you like a fucking 3-year-old. Like you can't even have fucking shoes and shit for like.
You cannot have shoes. No.
And like you're like an adult, and it's like you're in like a weird prison situation. Yes. Like you cannot.
Hazen, you know
you do not get to have like autonomy.
Hazen, you know I've been in these, right?
I figure, yeah, I've been in one too for a little bit, and I've known a lot of people who have. But like it's just like it's so stupid. It doesn't fucking help anything.
Well, and I don't say this often, but it is a prison that is there to tell you if you do not conform and you do not say that you are okay with the way the world, your life, and society are, you have to stay here until you're willing to say you're okay with those things.
And you also are out like $4,000.
Yes.
Hey Liz, you're talking about being in like mental health wards and stuff, and about our experiences.
We've all,
Hey Liz,
like, it's just awful.
What? You're talking about mental wards and health institutions. Am I allowed to talk about our experiences, or should we not? Okay.
Dave, you're not muted, buddy. If in case you're.
I muted my mic on stream, but you guys could still hear me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can hear. I was like, Dave, you're not muted, buddy.
In
case you're trying to keep that private. Dave. No, like they will keep you like. You're like, well, I'm just, and I said it earlier on this stream, Housing, you were here, but I was like, I'm just not happy with my situation, and I don't see a way out. And they're like, well, you need to hang out with heroin addicts. And I'm like, that's not really what my issue is.
Yeah, and you know, I kind of like, I don't object to putting people from mixed backgrounds together in situations like that, because there is something to be gained from like people kind of talking to each other about this shit. But then there's only so many hours you get to even do that.
Well, I somewhat agree, because I liked hearing their perspective and broadening my horizons, but there wasn't much there that was helpful to my situation in those cases. It's like, no, I'm like real sick and something's wrong. I don't really need to.
And they do have like one-on-one time.
Not in my case.
They do have like one-on-one time, but it's it's the checkbox again. It's like a list of things, and that's your one-on-one therapy. Like, yeah, that helps a lot. Let me just put a fucking barcode on my neck. Why fucking don't you? Like, I feel so much better now.
Yeah, it definitely could use a little improvement.
Someone in the chat dropped a Chuck Palahniuk quote. If you want some real pain, drop into the cancer support group, which is from Fight Club. And like, I'd read that book, it was a big deal for me, and then once I experienced it, I was like, oh my god, Chucky P, he knew what he was talking about. I didn't even.
Chucky P.
Chuck Palahniuk's a big inspiration behind, like, people are like, what's your big inspiration behind your furry work? Is it this furry porn artist, or is it this weird reprobate? And I'm like, well, I actually got into this because of, like, Chuck Palahniuk. And they're like, who the fuck is that? I was like, well,
Fight Club.
Yeah,
Oh,
he wrote Fight Club. And among a bunch of other books. He's great. I love Chuck Palahniuk. He had a new book this year, The Invention of Sound. It's fantastic. A bunch of celebrities kill themselves. It's hilarious. You'll love it. No, it really was. That's the funniest scene in the book, when all the celebrities get involved in the death cult, because it's popular. Survivor, that's his book from 1998, is very good. Someone in the chat is reading Rant, which I've also read. I didn't like Rant as much until the halfway point, but anyway, we don't have to get off into the Bonitis literary hour. But yeah, you wanna make friends at the psych ward. Start quoting Chuck Palahniuk books. They fucking love that. They're like, oh, keep him away from everybody else.
Next best thing is like, hey, movie night. You guys want to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
they don't have movie night at those places. They do keep the television on at all times, as long as it's not cartoons, because cartoons aren't age appropriate, but like CSI marathons are. It's fucking...
What the fuck?
No, it's real.
It seems like having television on all the time would actually be really unhealthy. But
they just keep it on like TLC or History Channel, like garbage. And I remember because it was Saturday morning and someone somehow managed to find some cartoons to watch. I was like, hell yeah, animation. And they were like, you can't watch that. It's not age appropriate. And I was like, so you're gonna put us back on, Honey Boo Boo? That's better. Okay. And if you question that, they keep you there longer. And it's like, I think that's a normal question to ask. It's awful.
It's fucking so stupid. Like, it just creates this situation where you will say like whatever the fuck you need to say to get out of there, because there's nothing in there that makes you want to keep living. Like,
that's the
at
point.
all.
Is it's just like, oh, this is a punishment, and until I agree that society's good and I don't want to kill myself, and I can convincingly pass for that, I'm not gonna leave. So I have to learn to lie really well, which. That's healthy.
No, that actually is the barrier to exit. Like, the only real criteria is, as soon as I'm able to fool these idiots, then I'm allowed to go. So, but it's not. There's no other criteria beyond that.
Yes, and like that's not good. And you talk about it, and people are like, oh, well, you were in there, so you must be crazy. And it's like, no, it's just the system doesn't work right. I said it earlier. It's designed to catch like the largest percentage of people, but not everybody. Are you part of the 70% or the 30%? Uh-oh. It's rough. I'm glad I made it through it. Both times I ended up in those places, 5, 6. This was 6, 7 years ago, but.
You made it through it only to find yourself at Planet Fitness.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, this is even worse. Oh, the color scheme's even more awful. Because he lies on his mental illness. Oh wow, reminds me of politicians. Yeah, it's kind of a similar sort of polite fiction scenario where you're like, okay, so if I'm good enough at lying, I can leave this miserable place. I'm not better, but I don't have to be here anymore. Got it. Not a great system. Is that the best we have? People listen to this being like,
I mean,
oh my
yeah.
God, Bonitis is crazy. I'm like, listen, this was 6 years ago. I was in a very bad place, but I've talked about it many times. It's not a secret. It's been recorded plenty of times, so no one's gonna be like, did you know on Twitter that Bonitis is a crazy person?
Oh no, they won't say it on Twitter. They'll just go behind the scenes and email people that you're doing events with.
Here's the sound clip of him talking about being a mental reprobate. Like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're so
no, they'll clip other
open-minded.
stuff from the stream instead.
They should. I mean, that's what I like about these streams is we have so much material that it's like each stream could get us canceled 7 times over. So what's even the point anymore?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've even had the low light real fight, which I hope they use stuff from that when they go after us.
I mean, that's
like,
the best
publicly.
thing to go from, yeah.
Yeah, that has the most colorful content, I would think.
Chat talking about, in the John Ronson book, The Psychopath Test, there's a guy who lied about being mentally ill so he wouldn't go to prison. He's like, oh, I could go to mental therapy, and that's way better. I remember the line in the book. He's like, they give you a PlayStation in there, and they let you do whatever you want. And he's like, oh, hell yeah. So I just plan to be a psychopath. And that guy's just stuck with, like, other rapists and shit because he claimed he was psychotic, and he can't get out.
Well, yeah, have you ever heard of, like, a parole board for a mental ward? That's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's, once again, that's not a good system. The SP streams are also really entertaining. I don't know what SP means, so Snake Pit stream. Oh, thank you, Snake Pit. Sorry.
Cool.
Broadmoor.
Hey, we're going up in the world. We got an abbreviation for our streamy podcast now.
Got an acronym. We're very famous.
Streamy boys.
We are at 10:20. We're technically 20 minutes over. The conversation has been energetic for sure.
I know we didn't necessarily get to the Vivid cult recruiting pledge oath stuff.
Oh my God, that was the whole thing we wanted to do. We were just on fire tonight.
Yeah, it was moving too fast. I didn't want to break momentum. We could always jump on that next week too.
We could do it next week, or we could do an extra stream during the week if we want. Maybe we have to start doing Snake Pit twice a week. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
I wouldn't necessarily mind as long as we schedule it properly.
Yeah, as long as we have it scheduled in advance.
We just we'll see. Yeah, because we had that whole thing we wanted to do with the Vivid Constitution.
Yeah, I like that. You wrote that like, what was it? It feels like it's been half a year ago now, but it's still relevant, and it's getting more and more relevant as Vivid is actually expanding quite a lot behind the scenes.
I have a feeling it's one of those things it's one of those things I wrote that I'll reread and then be like, oh, that hasn't changed.
Yep. Well, plus I had to make sure to, I think I gave you an email with some suggested revisions so you can look at like the David version of mutilation and see if you like that or not.
I remember reading those and being like, oh, what are we going to do with this? We don't know. So I never did anything with them, but they're probably good suggestions. So now I should do something with them.
Yeah, but we got stuff in the pipeline, and we've got a lot lined up for 2021 already, I will say.
No kidding. We're going to take everybody fishing. That's the big Vivid takeaway. I'll teach you all to bow fish. God, that'd be even cooler if we rented one of those nighttime bow fishing boats. Oh, that'd be so cool.
I wonder what our tagline for this beachheads should be. Like, get off Twitter and go fishing, and we mean it.
We'll teach you to catch your own food you'll never want for anything again. We would have the most intense comic meetups ever. It'd be great. But like I said, we're already 20 minutes overtime. This has been a really good, energetic stream. Hazen, I think Gio was here earlier. No, that was even earlier. We had Colin. That's right, not Gio. Yeah. Colin, are you even still here?
Colin.
We're actually the same person.
Oh my God, okay. It sounds so different.
I just have to adjust my microphone and let the pitch shifts a little bit, and then I'm Gio.
He has to switch into his OnlyFans settings. Well, you heard it here first. Well, the Vivid Publishing OnlyFans account. We're looking into that.
Another
for exclusive pictures of Dave's butt.
No, it'll be yours, Colin.
We might have to. I'm not.
But like, we'll get both of ours side by side.
Okay.
For comparison.
Watch our OnlyFans for 24-hour nut sprouting action. I'm half serious. I think we might wind up having to go on there because even just like letting loose and relaxing and joking around tonight, it's like in the back of my mind, there's like, just joking around with my friends.
Well, because we've joked about that
is...
shit in the past, where it's like that would never happen, and then here we are, and it's like, oh,
yeah, here we
all
are.
of that happened.
People like 4 years ago were like, you paranoid idiot. They're only going to wipe out like Alex Jones once and Richard Spencer once. None of you, it's only for real legitimate things that they annihilate people off the internet. And now it's like, nope, anyone, anytime. Deplatforming is so often now that you only even hear about it if it's like a major celebrity, and all the other like hundreds of people that are smaller, they get kicked off. They're just done. So it's like, yeah, no, it's just joking around. Anything. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be joking around. It could be drawing VeggieTales. You don't know.
It's a wild ride, and everybody who's here along with us for that ride, thank you. But it is crazy the directions it goes in. All right, so before we sign off for the night, does anybody have any last words? Hazen, Dave, Colin?
Well, I guess I should be following my own advice that I'm putting together for like the marketing advice for Vivid Authors, which is plug your stuff. So if you guys haven't gotten on there yet, go to the dreamkeeperscomic.com website, hit the news tab, and you will see there's a little button there. I'll make it bigger later, but for now there's a little button there that says sign up to our snazzy newsletter. Go jump on our newsletter, and then if we do get deplatformed from Earth, you'll still get emails from us. Just, be sure to go over to the proper tab because Google likes to hide them. So yeah, go to the dreamkeeperscomic.com website, get on our newsletter, and get early notice on beachheads and all this stuff we're talking about.
And eventually I'll get emails from me. It'll be annoying and weird.
Oh no.
Colin,
anything
Hazen,
but that.
Anything?
Yeah,
Go follow me
probably
on Twitter.
Go follow Colin.
When I hit 1 million followers, I'm gonna do a giveaway.
Colin,
oh nice.
Colin,
give
you've
away
been
a
banned
follower.
from Twitter more than anyone I know, but what is your current Twitter?
It's Colin_Brefka.
Oh my God, your real name.
Colin Brefka.
Professional composer extraordinaire.
You are a hell of a composer. I will definitely give you that.
That is true.
Man loves his way around music. He does. If I'm plugging myself, just hit the Prime subscription or the Turbo subscription. Apparently, we gotta look into what the fuck Twitch.
I don't think Turbo goes to you.
What the fuck is Twitch Turbo? Is it like that snail movie Turbo?
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it is or cares.
People are saying that's the way to get around the new ad block features. I'm just, oh God.
Yeah, it's just giving
just
Twitch more money.
$400 after signing up.
For just $4,000 a day.
I could use $4,000 a day.
You can work on it at our Twitch Prime.
You got to start that OnlyFans, Bowen.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh! I just clicked on my Streamlabs because I'm getting ready to close the stream, and I see some of the chat from YouTube. There's one guy saying over and over, "I'm jacking off Gurr, your hand making me horny. I'm jacking off Gurr, your hand making me horny." Like 6 times.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
I'm glad that I was able to help one person in the world.
Yeah, somebody will be happy tonight after Snakehead. That's good. Oh boy, yeah. I guess I'll be. What is it, like 10:30? I gotta take a fucking shower, but I'm gonna stream Cyberpunk probably around 11, like 30 minutes from now on my Twitch.tv/HazenCruise. You can go over there there and follow to die instantly.
Oh my God, we don't want you to die.
Party doesn't have to end, guys. Go twitch.tv/HazenCruise.
Yeah.
If you like video games, not paintings and drawings for weirdos. I don't even get to talk about
Thank you guys for joining us for another exciting episode of Snake Pit.
This is awesome. I had a good time tonight, so
yeah.
Maybe we will have to start doing this twice a week, so I can feel awesome twice a week instead of once. We'll see.
I mean, that sounds nice.
It's not so bad, really. I didn't get to work on my commission because my guy was driving to Tennessee. Oops. Whatever. I got to work on Myers' ref sheet. That'll be done really soon. Gets me closer to season 2 of False Star. Ooh,
Nice.
baby. All right. Good stream, though. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye. 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 Oh, did I miss it? Goodbye. Bye.